I was in a hurry this morning. Like I said at the beginning of the show, I mentioned that I woke up I woke up late. I woke up really early, 5 a.m., thinking I was going to get out of bed because I could like ping, my eyes were just open. I was awake. And then next thing I knew, it was 11:30 and I'd slept in like really late, like a bum, which I think that kind of put me in a little bit of a mood because I feel like a complete loser if I sleep that late. Even though I tell myself, you know, you got up at 4 a.m. for a very long time. So if you sleep in every once in a while, it's not the end of the world. I have to remind myself every once in a while about that. But yeah, doing it on a Monday is not the best idea when you got a lot of stuff to do. In fact, I saw Allie in the chat. I owe Allie some paperwork and stuff too. So yeah, I felt bad. I was behind today. I was planning on doing that stuff when I was going to get up at like 7:38, do some normal work and stuff before I could go to the movie. And then I woke up late. I also knew that the movie is probably going to be very long, so I wasn't going to have as much time to do prep and stuff either. And sure enough, this movie, and I know that's what everybody's criticism is of a Christopher Nolan movie, or really almost any movie that comes out nowadays. That's everybody's first criticism is, it's too long. And I normally am all for the too long movies. This movie, too long. This is a long movie, guys. And I'm going to tell you, I don't think I've ever had a movie make me mad. I don't know what it was. Something about it, like halfway through the movie, I just got kind of mad. And I can't really put my finger, excuse me, my nose is running, my allergies going crazy today. I can't really put my finger on what about it necessarily made me mad. Other than the fact that it wasn't what I wanted, I think. I think I'm just waiting for another Inception. And I'm just never going to get that. I'm just waiting for a Christopher Nolan movie where it's like filled with a really cool story and a bunch of action. And I know I went to go see a biopic. But for some reason, because his name was attached to it, I just thought to myself I was going to be seeing some sort of very intense kind of film. Which it was intense, but just in different ways. It was very... I'm going to try to do this without spoilers. So... I'll do my best. I don't think I mean, it is a biopic, so it's based on history, so there's not too much, I would give away, I suppose. Those of you, I guess, who don't know, I saw there's some people in the chat who didn't know who Oppenheimer is or was. I don't even know if he's still alive. He's got to be dead by now, right? Yeah, he's got to be dead. J. Robert Oppenheimer, he's long dead. He is the guy who came up with the science behind the atomic bomb, which was, I think nuclear fission, I believe, is what he came up with. I think. I'm not a scientist, don't claim to be, never gonna be one. But anyway, harness the power of the atom to make the strongest weapon at that time that humanity had known. Created it in an effort to end World War II. The Hitler had already been killed, but the Japanese were still pressing on and were refusing to give up. Well, according to this movie, according to history, that the Japanese were refusing to give up, and they wouldn't give up until they just weren't going to ever give up until we had some sort of full-scale invasion of Japan, and I don't think we were interested in doing that because it would have been a huge, massive loss of American lives and, Allied lives, and so they weren't willing to do that. So right around the time all that came to a head is right when Oppenheimer came up with the idea for the atomic bomb. And then the race began between the United States and the Nazis, or not the Nazis, but, I guess I jumped ahead. He did start working on this before the Nazis died, or excuse me, before Hitler died. So they were trying to beat the Nazis initially. I guess I kind of jumped over that. But then they got to a point where Hitler died, we were beating the Nazis, and it was really just us against Japan, and we needed a way to end the war. So he came up with this bomb, and the movie was about him, obviously about him creating the bomb, but I would argue that the movie was less about that and really truly about him. It was a biopic about him. It wasn't like picking up in his childhood and stuff like that. So that was kind of nice in that sense. It wasn't one of those biopics where you got to watch the whole childhood growth and the way his daddy treated him and his mommy and all that crap. So that was kind of nice. I will say that. But the it was, if you don't know anything about Oppenheimer or any of the things that happened post atomic bomb drop, I would recommend maybe learning a little bit about that before you go into this movie. That's the really tiny spoiler I would give, I guess, but it's really actually probably will help you in the long run, because I like to consider myself fairly, while I'm not a scientist, I do know my history pretty well. And I have to say, I didn't really know a lot of this part of history with the McCarthyism and kind of the everything that was going on. Well, essentially, I mean, I don't want to give the movie away, but I think everybody knew this. I think they've talked about it in the news. Is this that his connection with communism, and essentially that's a lot of the movie rotated around, which I know they needed some sort of base to. I know the movie was based off of a book, and there was basically this guy who had a personal vendetta against Oppenheimer, and they basically wrote this whole movie around this, and kind of plopped the actual making of the bomb in the middle of it. Now, I went into this expecting to see a lot more like of the technology involved, I think, of making the bomb. And while they did go into a little bit of it, there wasn't as much of that as I wanted, and it was a lot more of the, communist stuff. So that was a little boring. Not boring, just not what I was looking for. So maybe that's why it made me mad. I also am going to tell you, Christopher Nolan needs to use CGI. I know he does say he is anti-CGI, but he really needs to utilize CGI, especially in the world we're living in where you're paying that much for movies. If you're going to show an atomic bomb, show an atomic bomb. I mean, it was, I don't know what I showed, if it was clips, if it wasn't CGI, I don't know. I just felt like it didn't do justice to what the bomb is supposed to do. And call me morbid, call me creepy, but I think part of the point of that movie, obviously, is to talk about how terrible atomic bombs are, and then eventually hydrogen nuclear bombs. So, I totally lost my train of thought. But the whole point of the movie was to try to downplay nuclear bombs and nuclear threat and all that stuff. So maybe that's part of what was making me mad too, because it was the middle of it was a little bit slow. The bomb wasn't the atomic bomb that I was looking for. And I know my point. What I was saying there is they didn't show any aftermath of what, and I guess that's kind of a spoiler. Sorry but there's no. If the point is to show you the damage that nuclear weapons do to people and or places, show it. Instead, it was more about him and the damage done to him and his reputation. And I found that to be a little bit like, she's stupid. I don't know. I mean, I guess really the movie's about. That movie is 100% about Oppenheimer. It is not about the bomb. It is not about the politics around the bomb. They're sorta maybe, but more really just centralized around him alone. So, but goddamn, Christopher Nolan does do a really fantastic job with creating a cinematic experience. The way he tells a story and the way he goes back and forth in time. I do like that kind of stuff. So you're going to get your Christopher Nolan. If you like Christopher Nolan, you're going to get your Christopher Nolan experience there for sure. Oh, shoot. And I just lowered the chat there, guys. So if you guys have been talking this whole time, I apologize. If you've sent me anything or sent anything, I apologize. But yes, 3-hour movie for sure. It was I hate saying it was too long, because to tell the story in the way he told it, it was going to take every bit of 3 hours, for sure. But I'm not going to tell people not to go see it, by any means. But I'm going to tell you right now, and I hate saying this because I love the big screen and movies on the big screen, but this is absolutely a movie you don't need to see in the theater at all. You can see this streaming at home. Unless you're just a really big history buff, and really in particular certain people in history. Like Hello. Welcome to another dumb show. I'm another dumb show host. Thank you for joining us on issue number 74, I believe it is. I don't know why I'm all out of focus here. Here we go. Let's fix that real quick. There we go. That's a little better. There we go. A little more crispy. Hi, guys. Welcome to another dumb show. I am another dumb show host. Welcome to issue number 74. Thank you for streaming on my tube tonight. You know how much I love having you guys streaming on my tube. Feels great having you here. So thank you. I appreciate you guys joining me. Let's see. I think my main man Mikey's down there tonight. I think he is here. What's going on, Mikey? How are you, dude? What's up?
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm glad to have you here. I had a fun day today.
Feeling a little bit better than yesterday. Not as wonky as you were at the beginning of yesterday's episode, and disheveled and.
Yesterday was just because it was. I think really it was just because yesterday was so crazy with that movie and just getting behind schedule and everything, and not really thinking about when I bought the tickets. I was just like, oh yeah, I'll go see this I'll go see this movie in the middle of the day. I'll have plenty of time to get some work done, and then get back and do the show, and not thinking about the fact that every Christopher Nolan movie is an investment in time. And this one certainly was too. And I was listening to the recap, and I was trying to think about. I mentioned how I was saying how it was. I think it made me mad when I was watching that movie, and I think I figured out what bothered me the most about that movie was that I was expecting like some sort of war story about World War II. And that's not at all what this movie is. I was expecting to see some sort of, while we're dealing with Oppenheimer and then building the bomb, maybe we're seeing some, like how fast Hitler's team is doing it, or maybe there's some sort of dueling story, basically. And they really
not
didn't.
Just a history story of the one side and Oppenheimer, and
just a biopic about him and his existence in creating the Manhattan Project, or how he didn't create it, but how he ended up on it, and then everything afterwards. But I just found it would have been so much more exciting if there was something along the lines of, like, if they had a plane, like the pilot of the bomber, also like his trials and tribulations, like leading up to it, like something to parallel. I know the story wasn't called the Manhattan Project. It was called Oppenheimer. But again, that's, for whatever reason, I went into it expecting the wrong thing. And that's why I think I was pissed off, because halfway through I realized I wasn't going to get that kind of real, like, there's not going to be any bombs. There's not going to be any, they're not going to be flying around showing all this. It just, none of the stuff that I was hoping for, I got. So I think that's why I finally got all crabby and pissy about it. But so there you go. So there was my Oppenheimer experience after I went back and read it. Because somebody sent me a comment about it, because I posted a clip earlier. It's from Daryl Woodbury. What a great name, Daryl Woodbury. I like that. Berries is wood. He says, I'm a huge Christopher Nolan fan, and I really enjoyed the movie. Said, yes, it was long, but I loved every second of it. It's the best movie of the year so far, in my opinion. Well, it's understandable. I can see why people would think that's the best movie of this year so far. It's not bad by any means, but go into it with your expectations being, don't go into it looking for a World War II movie by any means. So yeah, are you? Did you get tickets for it yet? Are you going to see it? I know you wanted to go see it.
I'm going to try to go. Yeah, I wanted to see it last weekend. We tried to see it on Sunday, but it was sold out. I'm going to go as soon as I can get into an IMAX to see it.
You do not need to see this in an IMAX, dude.
Oh, yes.
You really don't. I'm telling you, could see this on an iPhone. You can watch it. No, you can watch it on this.
I need the all immersive experience. I need the volume to be so loud that it can't drag my attention anyplace else, and I need the screen to be so big that my attention can't get dragged anyplace else.
Okay, well, I'm telling you right now, man, that you could hear it on a little tin radio, a little tin can radio, and you get the full experience.
I need it to be so loud that it can't pull my attention anyplace else. And
Okay,
that's an
well,
IMAX.
you better crank it up real loud because it's easy to lose your attention in this movie. I'm not gonna lie. You could lose your attention pretty easily in this movie. Like there were a couple times where I was like, where I had to go to the bathroom, and I was like, I'm not gonna miss much, and got up and went to the bathroom, and I came
never.
back and didn't miss that. Didn't miss a thing. Nope, nothing. No action. No nothing. There were a couple weird things that I saw in the news about that movie. So I was telling you how I saw the nudie scene. Yes, my son got exposed to Florence Pugh's boobs. Were you listening? Were you on at that point? Yeah. So, yeah, he got to see those. But apparently in India, there was some sort of reference to some sort of Indian something, either political figure or religious figure or something. So India, they CGI'd a black dress on her in the one scene where she was
She's
naked.
not the only one. There was another country as well.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought it was just specifically because there was some sort of reference in that scene to some sort of Indian dude or something. I don't know. I didn't feel like digging into it. I didn't care enough because I don't care about really what happens in India, to tell you the truth. But so yeah, it would have been nice to have that CGI'd on here though, so Shay didn't have to get exposed to some boobies.
India and the Middle East. So yeah, any Middle Eastern country.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I guess that they do that kind of stuff anyway, and as it is, there's like no nudity and stuff like that. You can't even look at that trucker. That's that female influencer trucker, sassy trucker or whatever. She just yelled in a store, and now she's facing 2 years in prison. So yeah, you certainly can't look at boobies over there in the movies. What'd you do today? Anything exciting? Just work? Anything
Yeah,
good?
just worked a bunch of podcasts. I got a stand-up comedy hour to watch tonight that I'm really looking forward to watching.
Who's
called
that?
Soup to Nuts. Soup to Nuts by Mark Norman.
Soup to Nuts by Mark Norman. I don't know that guy, so I'll have. All right, so I'll start making a list. You start putting it in a list of all the stand-up I should watch. Put that in like the prep.
The list will go. The list will go on forever. Well, I'm watching it tonight, so you watch it too. We'll talk about it tomorrow.
What is it called again? Mark Norman?
Soup to Nuts. Yep, Soup to Nuts.
Soup to Nuts. All right. Mark Normand.
He's in this,
Normand. Okay,
Normand.
I see.
Yeah,
okay,
Normand.
gotcha.
He's good friends with Bert. He does a lot of touring with Bert and Tom, and big on Rogan's podcast with Ari Shaffir and Shane Gillis. Shane Gillis was the dude that was going to get hired on Saturday Night Live, but they went back and found a bunch of his improv comedy and sketch comedy where he was making fun of Asians, and they canceled him.
So this is another guy that got canceled who now they've scooped up, like that Shane, what's his name or whatever?
No, Mark Norman hasn't been canceled yet. I'd imagine. I mean, his
what did I
comedy
misunderstand
is
there?
really dark.
What did I misunderstand?
I said Shane Gillis. He's good friends with Shane Gillis.
Okay.
I said who Shane Gillis was.
That's why I got confused. All right. Sorry, I mixed up. I was like, is he saying the same thing about that other dude that did the same thing? I was very confused there for a sec. Sorry. I also got distracted because I looked at the chat for a second, and they always distract me over there. I got to give a little shout out to somebody who was first in the chat today, Jelly, first in the chat. I don't know if she's been first before, but she beat Brap today. So good for her. Oh, speaking of stand-up, Mikey, that's one of the things I was going to mention to you. Did you see that Chappelle released his tour schedule?
No, I did not.
He did.
I know he's coming nowhere near me.
Seatown. Here would be probably the closest thing other than New York City for you. So, yeah, you got a chance. He's coming. He's doing 2 shows in New York City in August, Cleveland on September 8th. He's going to Detroit. Lexington.
Oh, man, come on.
Yeah, Lex, Kentucky, Indianapolis, Indiana. It's not a huge tour. It's a lot of interesting cities, I guess. New Orleans, Kansas City, Omaha, Nashville.
Who's he touring with? Does it list anybody else on the bill?
St. Paul and Chicago. Not that I'm seeing on this here. But I don't know. Does he usually have openers or whatever? Or is he one of those kind of guys that has openers? Him
and Rogan have done a couple like double features before where it's those two headlining. So I wasn't sure if it was something like that.
It doesn't look like it. It's just called Dave Chappelle Live. So I don't think it's him paired up with anyone else.
Dude, that would be... I really want to go see it, but the tickets are going to be so expensive, and I just dropped $500 on Bill Burr tickets.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you did that. Oh, speaking
Uh-huh.
of you dumping money, I totally forgot. Did you ever win any money on that cornhole tournament? Your dudes do all right. We talked about you
No,
betting on
no, no.
no.
My dude didn't do anything.
Oh, that sucks. So you lost that $20 or whatever you put on it, or 50, or what'd you throw down
Yep,
on that?
$20.
$20. All right. Well, that's not the end of the world. Well, if you do end up getting in some extra scratch, then maybe you can come out to Seatown and see Dave Chappelle. Maybe we could figure out. Wait, September 8th. I'm pretty sure I'm working that day. Anyway, never mind. I'm working that day.
It's a Saturday.
It's either a Friday or a Saturday. I think that I'm working that 8th. I think it's a Friday, to tell you the truth. I'm not 100% sure. But it looks like it reminds me. I usually can remember the dates that I'm working, and that's pretty sure that's a date I'm already booked, and that's a Friday. I think.
I think it is too, because we start bowling on the 10th. So does football starts on the 10th too.
Okay, well there you go. Perfect.
Yeah, it is Friday.
Perfect. So yeah, I know I have a wedding that day, so I can't work that day. I can't go. So well, you'd have to go by yourself.
I did just come into some money too. I worked that last week when I was off, and
You did?
got paid. I got paid a bunch of money.
Congratulations. Good for you. Nice fat paycheck. Well, don't go dumping it all. Put it away, since you don't want to get yelled at by Christina.
I just paid off a bunch of my credit cards in the last 4 days.
Good for you. Somebody else who's on the line just had a big change in their life. The dude is on the line. I saw in chat that she just moved into a new place. What's up, dude? How are you?
Hi, I'm good. Wait, I wanted to say something to Mikey. Mikey, it's 3
What's
hours.
up?
Why can't it's literally 3 hours away? Before I ruined my car, I did it all the time. I drove down there. It's only 3
no,
hours.
I know
You
that.
could drive there.
I know. I love driving to Cleveland. I've been there a bunch of times, but I just wished it was coming someplace closer to me. I mean, there's no real professional sports arenas around here where he's doing. He's got to be doing it indoors at the
He's at the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse.
the Q.
Yeah, that's what they call it now. Yeah, the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse is what they call it now for whatever reason. But
okay, but yeah, I moved. I really like it. I like my new house. It's
congratulations!
Nice.
I saw you saying that you were happy, and that made me happy. I always see you in there rant one thing or another. So it's good to see Carrie. You say I noticed it when you said I'm so much happier here. So good for you. I'm very happy to hear that.
I am. It's like so much less chaotic. Like the other place was bad for me. My roommate wasn't doing well. He's been using for 2 years. So
your old roommate was
I had to get out of there.
Do you have a new? Are you on your own then?
No, I'm in my friend's house, and there's 3 other people that live here, but it's a 3-story house. I barely even see anybody, but it's real. I really like it. My friend's wife cooks at night. She makes food, and so if I don't cook, but it's really nice. I don't know. I like it. I think it'll be really good for me.
Reminds me of when I was growing up, because my mom moved a lot when I was a kid. Almost, I don't know. It seemed like every 6 months, but it probably wasn't quite that much. But one of the places she moved into was she worked at a drugstore, and her best friend worked there with her, and her best friend had just lost her husband and had this big house that she had to pay for. So my mom ended up moving in on the 3rd floor. And then that lady lived on the 1st floor, and then they moved in 2 other people up in the 2nd floor. So it was the same kind of exact situation with 4 people living in a 3-story house. Now I gotta warn you, Carrie.
It's really nice.
I want to warn you. It started out very, very chill and very normal, but by the end of this, by the end of this time, my mom had lived there. There were witches that moved in on the 2nd floor. Witches, nothing wrong with witches. They're nice, but they were super heavy duty witches with crystals and all that stuff.
The reason I know these people is okay. Keep going. Yeah, the reason I know these people is because my insane best friend used to live here, and then her other friend, they would get in huge loud fights and be screaming at each other 2 a.m. Yeah, so they don't live here anymore, but that's how I know these people. And they knew I needed a place to live, and they reached out to me because they had a room. And I was like, yes, because I really had to get out of there. It was just bad for my head because when he does that, I bug out because I can't, he's going to die. I just, I don't understand it anymore. And I know I was a drug addict, but I'm not anymore. So I just don't understand why he has to keep doing it, like no matter what. Like it's just really hard to watch.
Some people, their brain chemistry changes and they just can't kick it. Just that's it. That's all there is to it. You think maybe you lucked out. You got it. You got it fixed before that happened. So, well, Carrie, I just want to warn you. Another thing that happened on the second floor was the lady my mom moved in with had this big giant black dude move in named OC, and OC was OC was getting all cracked out and then pounding her out. So my mom's friend.
Yeah, no, dude.
Be careful.
Oh my God, no.
Be careful. Look out for the OCs on the second floor.
Yeah, no, dude. It's not in the best neighborhood. Like one night I was walking, like my street is really nice. But like I was walking and then I got down to like the end of it and I was like, nope. I like turned around and walked back down my way. I was like, yeah, no, I'm not going that way.
Well, stay in your house, stay out of trouble. Glad to hear you're happy very much. That I'm very much happy to hear that you're happy. That I like that, Carrie. So
yeah, I'm feeling much better than I was last week.
All right, dude. Well, good stuff. Stay with
guys,
it.
Have a good night.
You too. Adios. So as you can see, the phones are working. 844-HIT-DUMB, 844-448-3862. It was the strangest thing earlier today. They were not working. Then this crazy thing, I paid for them. And then they started working again. Call me crazy. It was nuts. But no, I don't think it had anything to do with that actually, because the transaction actually, that company's in Great Britain that I buy it from. And when the company in Great Britain, they didn't get the company in Great Britain owns the software and creates it, but I have to buy it from a reseller here. So I bought it from the reseller, but it was too late in the day for the people in Great Britain to get the order and get me a new key. But for whatever reason, it caught itself back up again, and it works. So I don't know what the deal is, because I know the transaction hasn't gone through, so it's still working, but maybe tomorrow I'll get it back to where I can actually have people conference call and stuff, because right now it's just like all I can do is just pick up phones. I can't really like do anything fun with them where you like have you guys yell at each other if you wanted to. Let's see. So I did see, I have an email here. Oh shit, wrong button. My bad. And Mikey, don't take it personal, dude. I'm just letting you do your thing over there.
Oh, it's all good. I'm enjoying doing my thing.
Perfect. You do you, bro. I have a food challenge that came in from Jelly. She wants me to try to do one with donuts. She wants to see how many Krispy Kremes, how quickly I could take down 24 Krispy Kremes. So let's
It seems easy.
24 Krispy Kremes seems easy?
It seems easy. I don't know. I'm guessing it's not, but I know I've been through a dozen with ease.
I'm not a huge glazed donut guy, so that might actually be hard for me. That might be too much sugar for me to do. So that would actually probably be pretty hard for me to do, because I'm not a big sweets guy. I really only like powdered donuts and powdered donuts.
Let me do 2 dozen Krispy Kremes with a large iced coffee so I can dunk the fucking donuts in the coffee.
Oh, you're upping it. 2 dozen now. Okay, he wants to do 2 dozen in a large.
She said 24. 24 is 2 dozen.
Oh yeah, I'm an idiot. Yeah, two dozen. Yes, got one more. Yes, 2 dozen. Yes. Not a baker's dozens. 2 dozen is 24. So, but she says you got to do them hot and fresh too, like right out of she said she'd actually go buy them and pick them up and drop them off. She keeps trying to come over here and bring me food. I think she's just trying to get on camera or get over here and bring me some food or whatever. I don't know, but Jess is always trying.
That's some cheap Uber Eats. I'd cash in on that.
Yeah, maybe I should.
I got no Krispy Kreme near here. The closest one is in Scranton, and it's like 4 hours away.
Oh. Well, there's got to be something that's similar to that, I would say, around there.
Nothing.
Is it Tim Horton? Do they do donuts?
Yeah, they do, but it's not that light, fluffy, one-bite Krispy Kreme glazed donut.
It's like a heavy cake donut?
There's only one. Yeah, same thing with Dunkin'.
Yeah. I kind of like those cake donuts, though. That's my thing. Like the powdered donuts and cake donuts, those are good. But I don't even know if I like those kind of the fluffy Krispy Kreme ones. Those really aren't my thing. I love
Krispy Kremes. Oh my god.
Oh, well,
I'm so glad there's not one around here anymore. There used to be one all the time, and whenever that hot and ready sign was lit up, I was fucking there.
Is that a thing? Like they put a sign up and people run and grab them? Like that's a thing?
Oh, hot and ready means that's when the donuts are coming out. That's when you're standing in line. They give you free samples when it's hot and ready.
Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't.
that's when the donuts are freshest.
Huh. Okay. So I didn't know that was a thing there. Because again, I am not a huge sweets guy. So, okay. Well, speaking of challenges, and I know I said I wouldn't do this until we we're actually going to do the challenges, but I do have Jason who said he claims he's going to be able to take me down in Mikey's McDonald's challenge, take my time down. He's down, I think, for tomorrow night. So I think we might have Jason. Shit. Yeah, I believe we're going to have Jason trying to take me on for tomorrow night. So
I'm not here tomorrow night.
You're not? What's going on?
No, double date.
Double date with the girlfriend?
Yeah, dude, we had such a good time hanging out with my buddy there the other day. His girlfriend wasn't there, and now we mentioned that all-you-can-eat sushi place, and that became a must-stop spot.
Oh, so because you hyped it up so much last time, but you gotta share the ponzu sauce with him?
Yeah, I bought a fresh bottle of ponzu to bring.
Oh, so
I will share it.
All right, that's good.
I don't think he'll like the ponzu. The guy is a soy sauce addict. Every time he goes to sushi or hibachi, the next day his hands are all swollen and he can't get his rings off his fingers or nothing like that.
He's just guzzling. So now it's funny because I don't know if you remember or if I told you, you might have been off that day, but I ended up getting some sushi a couple days after you did. Yeah, I got some sushi sent in and it was pretty good. But I mean, again, I'm getting like stuff that's tempura'd and deep fried and stuff like that. I'm getting all that. I'm not getting
some of the best ones too. I mean, I like some of the eel. Eel's really good. I don't know any of the name.
I don't like the extra See, I think you must like that really fishy umami flavor. I don't. I like just a little. I just a little bit.
Oh, dude, I can. The more fishy it just tastes like seafood. Like salmon's my favorite. That's the most fishy fish in the world.
Unless it's cooked right, and then with some good flavor, and then it kind of gets rid of that fishy fish flavor. But
it's fine.
I don't know if I could do raw like that. I think, no, I like it smoked. I think my favorite sushi I've ever had is at a place around here called Shinto, and they have like a smoked salmon sushi with cream cheese and jalapeno wrapped up. That's good. That is really, really good. And then I think they deep fry it. They tempura it and deep fry it too, I think. But
there's a couple that have this honey wasabi sauce on it that I just can't get enough of.
Is it honey wasabi?
Yeah, it's their own little hot sauce that they have at this spot. They drizzle it over top.
Ooh, yep. That sounds good. That sounds pretty good. Oh, do you do what I do? Now, I learned this from the old boss man and his wife. That because we went out with them one time and we had sushi at a restaurant. I think it might have been actually when we were in Munich, to tell you the truth, for Oktoberfest.
The palate cleanse?
No, you got to do that, of course. You got to eat the ginger, of course. You got to lick the ginger.
Yeah,
you got to do that. That's why it's there. But no, soy paper. Ask them to wrap it in soy paper instead of that seaweed paper.
I love seaweed. I eat dry seaweed for snacks.
Oh, see, okay. That makes more sense then. See, I can't stand that seaweedy flavor. That it's like, ugh, it's so nasty.
It adds that extra layer of
umami
to it.
It's called umami. That's the flavor you like. Ugh, it's so gross. My daughter's in the chat. She's saying we have to go to Austin, her favorite spot. Blue Sushi Sake Grill at Crocker. We absolutely love it. They have all-day happy hour on Sundays. Ooh, I like that idea. That sounds fun. I was thinking I should probably...
They got a time limit where we go, though, 90 minutes. So it's all we can eat, 90 minutes, and you go now.
Are you going to try to, set any records while you're there at some point? I mean, how many...
It's so funny. It's so funny you said that because I was just talking to Brianna on the phone and I was like, she was like, we're going to break our record. I was like, what record? Like me and you are going to get more rolls than me, you and your son got? And she was like, no, our table of 4, we're going to break our record of 14 or 13 rolls. I said, oh my God, David's going to eat 13 rolls. I said, I wouldn't be surprised if we go through the entire menu.
Oh, that's great. Well, make sure you keep a tally. I'd love to hear how many. So how many bites in a roll? Like what, 8 or 10?
6.
6 in a roll. So all right. Well, I'd love to hear how many rolls you take down, so we can
I'll
figure
take
out how
pictures
many.
as I go
Oh, I'd love it. I'd love for
of
you to
all
keep
the
track.
different rolls and everything like that. I will
I'll-
absolutely do that.
I'll live vicariously through you. So, Christina says Dumb likes trash sushi, not real sushi. Yeah, you're right. I'll be the first person to admit
I
it.
was,
I like,
I was saying,
but
all
high
the sushi
end.
you're listing is like a jalapeno popper sushi. Like what
High,
the fuck?
yeah, high end trash sushi though. Like I don't like it from the cheaper, like the all you can eat places. I don't like the sushi from those places usually. I can only top because they use a weird tempura.
The best sushi in Rochester. No,
They-
dude, everything is so fresh at this joint. Like, I can't get over it. Like, it's better than all the other sushi joints that I've been to.
I just remembered the first time we ever went to Rochester for the show. They took us out to a sushi restaurant, and when the boss person got up to or like turned his head, Dieter was dipping raw salmon in the guy's water. He was just dipping it in the water. Every time the guy would turn his head, he'd reach over and dip the salmon in the water. I forgot all about that. That's a funny story. That was a good day. That was a lot of fun that night. So yeah.
Speaking of which, I know you guys aren't close at all anymore or anything like that, but have you done any more reaching out to him?
I have not.
Like see how he's doing? Or
I have not. I know he's a pretty private dude, so I was just gonna kind of let him be. I just wanted him to know when I first heard about him. He was in my thoughts, and I'd be putting out good vibes for him. But no, I haven't
so
bothered
weird.
him since.
Everyone says the same thing. Even like the old show, that's what they're all saying. Like nobody's checked in on him or anything like that.
He'd rather not. He's just, as far as I know, I just don't think he would have.
The guy never talked to me. I mean, unless there was nothing I could say, except the only time he ever talked to me is the one time you guys were in Rochester and I was on the juice.
Because you're all big and you had something to talk about, yeah.
Yeah, the only time the dude ever paid me any type of mind. You get Jeffrey to talk anytime you wanted with wrestling or girls or anything like that.
Well, I think he knew you partied. You were kind of a partier, and so I think he didn't because he knew you were hung out with me, so he didn't associate with that. And not that Dieter and I didn't associate with the same kind of people on the trips or whatever, but I think he stayed away from partiers, if that makes sense. I didn't.
I think one time that man almost got into a lot of trouble in my backseat driving him from Henrietta out to Dragonfly.
Well, save that story for their show. I don't know the story. I wasn't there. So all I remember is all the times I've been stuffed in the back of trucks on trips out there. They love to smush us as many people as they could in a small SUV, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's see. I had another couple emails here. I think did we talk about? Oh, this is one thing I wanted to talk about with you, Mikey. An email I got when you weren't here one day, and I forgot to. I meant to bring it up when we were talking about the donuts, and I totally got off track with it. Somebody emailed me saying that I should try the 6, 12, 18, 24 challenge.
I heard you mentioning that. I didn't catch most of it because I think that was on Friday, and we're still doing some of the packing and whatever we were doing.
Right. So I think from there, I was trying to break down what I thought would be the best way to do it. Do you have...
What is the 6, 12, 18, 24 challenge again?
Okay, you have 24 hours to do a combination of 6, 12, 18, and 24. And it's it's got to be a combination of these 4 things. J.O., beers, miles. Oh, I just lost it. I totally forgot what it is and what the other one is. Help me out, chat. 6, 12, 18, 24. Sorry, I lavendered it up pretty good today. Oh, miles. Duh. An idiot. J.O.'s.
Miles, J.O.'s, beers, and...
donuts. And it's got to be a combination of them. And you got to do 6 of one of them, 12 of another, 18 of another, and then 24 of another. So You could do 6 JOs, you could do 12 beers, you could run 18 miles or complete 18 miles and then eat 24 donuts, and you have to do it all in a 24-hour period. I was going back and forth and round trying to figure out what would be the best way to do it. And obviously the hardest part is the JOs, is getting that many in a 24-hour period, because your body just physically can't
there
produce.
There ain't no rule. Eat a blue chew, you'd be fine.
Well, I don't know if that's in the rules. You're not allowed to eat anything else throughout the whole challenge. That's the challenge in 24 hours. No ingesting anything else.
All right, well, before the 24 hour starts, I'll eat a couple.
Do you have those things?
Yeah.
Right on. How'd you get those? You just call the Blue Chews people and say it's not working, and they were like, "Okay, here you go."
I'm on SSRIs. My thing goes limp.
Gotcha.
And they just send them.
Gotcha. So then you're the deputy mayor of Pound Town when you take your Blue Chews. Okay.
To be honest with you, dude, I haven't taken one. They just sit in a bottle. I haven't had any issues.
I would take one just for the hell of it. Dude.
I get nervous about taking them.
Just take one for the hell of it. They're great. I highly recommend taking them.
I don't want to end up with like priapism or anything like that and walk around with a hard on for 4 hours and having to have them drain it and shit like that.
Well, I don't think that only happens in a very small amount of people. And is that which drug is in that? Is it the Viagra drug or the Cialis drug?
I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah, because the Viagra drug they make you eat with. The Cialis drug you can just take daily or take a half of one or whatever daily.
I'd imagine it's the Cialis one then, because this is supposed to be ease, just pop them whenever you can. Not like eat a full meal, have a glass of milk, sit down for 45 minutes, and rub your tummy until your dick gets hard.
That's pretty much what this Viagra is, and that's the way they explained it to me. I was like, what? Who in the fuck has time or energy to do that?
I never ate if I took a Viagra. I've taken Viagra 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, supposedly you're supposed to eat before you do it, is what I was told.
It's impossible to eat after a bunch of cocaine, so Viagra was what I was eating.
That is true. So what do you think you would do as far as if you had to try to do the challenge?
6, 12, 18, 24. All right, so 24 beers would be easy. 18 miles. 12 donuts and 6 JOs. Hold
on, I'm getting a beer. So wait 18 so wait a minute, you actually wouldn't even be able to do this. Shit, I totally forgot. You're sober, so you wouldn't even be able to do this challenge.
I can relapse for it. I mean, this is for science.
No, I could never do that.
Science.
No, I witnessed somebody relapse on an on-air moment, and I definitely don't ever want to be a part of that ever again. That was
I remember that.
That was terribly uncomfortable, and not even knowing that it was happening, and then all the things that happened the day after. That was the Jake the Snake incident.
I'm pretty sure he told that story on Rogan about relapsing in Cleveland and pissing and.
I felt bad for him, man. That was totally innocent when that happened. Like that was not like somebody knew that was happening and they were trying to fuck with the guy or whatever. No, that was just a total. Hey, let's try and have a great time, everybody. Oh, you like to party? All right, here you go. And that didn't work out very well. So okay, so. We'd have to figure out something to replace that with for you then. I feel like. But oh yeah, okay. There you go. That's not a bad idea. Okay. We could revise our challenge.
Blunts.
Whew, that's in a
I could smoke 24 blunts. I'd smoke a blunt every time I went to go run a mile.
How many miles
do you think? 18 miles. You go 18.
Only 18 miles. Oh my God, that's so hard for me. I mean, it'd just be nonstop walking because I'm not sprinting any of that. I'm not running any of that.
Dude, I remember being in New York City for a day and we got 18 miles in like 10 hours, 12 hours.
And just walking in steps?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, if you put it that way, I guess that's not too terrible.
And I wouldn't want to JO more than 6 times. It gets depressing enough after once or twice as it is.
But if you're doing it for a record, you know what I mean? It gives you an excuse to be a real perv and really dig deep into that porn archive and that. Well, you're a Spank Bank guy, So you might actually have to dive into some actual porn at this point.
Yeah.
I don't understand how you
I could just crank it 6 times without no porn. That'd be fine.
I don't understand how you I mean, like I've had some great sex in the past, and I do some spank bank. I mean, very infrequently. Only, and it's like spank bank from like videos with private videos of myself or whatever. So not like me looking at myself edging or whatever. So paying tribute to myself or whatever. Not like that, but I couldn't imagine only doing that. I just seriously, I would just not enough. I wouldn't work. I don't think. And how are you? You're never. How are you? I almost look at it as like studying. This is I watch porn as like a studying method. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to figure out, watching for new moves, watching for new positions, that kind of stuff. So it's like research for me too.
I'm not doing that at all. Like I know exactly what my girl likes to be touched and how she likes to be touched, and that's all I'm really focused on is pleasure in her. And that I ain't getting no pointers from no pornos on that. That's for sure.
But you never know. What if there's a new thing that you see that you might want to try that maybe you don't realize she's into?
There ain't nothing out there I haven't seen. Come on. There ain't nothing out there I haven't done.
Okay, so you have watched porn, you just don't watch it anymore. You've given up on it. So you,
dude, I'm not even about that. Just the sheer amount of partners I've had in my life.
Oh yeah, you guys get around in that community over there, don't you? And you guys in that rehab community and everything. And oh yeah, you guys get around.
I used to love shopping for used cars, man. All them leakers and squeakers.
Yeah. Squirters. Leaving an oil trail behind, a dirty, fishy oil trail behind. Ooh, yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, you're nasty.
There was no limitations on what we used to do, man. I've been with a couple girls like pushing 400 pounds.
Oh, nice. Good for you. Some big L. Big L.
Yeah. Don't discriminate.
I was with one very large woman once. It was very gross. It was gross. I can't lie. I did get an email.
Jackhammer.
This is a gross human being. This is disgusting. This was a young horned up dude looking to get whatever he could on AOL or whatever, and got a grody thing. Ugh, man, it was nasty.
I never did it sober. That's for sure.
Yeah. Oh well, I was sober. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie and say I wasn't sober.
That sounds frightening.
I sadly remember all of it. That's the worst part about it. I remember all of it. It was disgusting.
I don't remember much. Most of them were, if you take her home, I'll pay your bar tab. I'll bet.
And so you guys would do that? That was the game you guys played? Which I guess is...
When I lived at my cousin's house, yeah, and then they would all get off on listening to me underneath my bedroom, thinking that it was Gilbert Grape's mom upstairs.
I wish when I was a big fat ass, I wish girls played this game, because I would have gotten hogged all the time. You know what I mean? Because I'd have been that good-looking fat guy. Because they always said all you had to do was lose a little bit of weight and you'd be good-looking. So I feel like if girls played that game, man, I would have been getting taken home all the time by chicks. Why don't ladies play those kind of games? Jeez, get it together.
God, buddy. I lived such a filthy life. I really did. I'm so glad that that part of my life's over.
Yeah, it is nice when you kind of start, when things settle down a little bit and you don't wake up every single day wondering what happened the night before, what mistakes you made. God. Just that horrible...
Check the car to make sure all the tires are intact and mirrors are still on it.
Mine was more just kind of looking through my phone to make sure my relationships with my family and other people were still intact. And things like that. That was the first thing I started doing, because that was usually the first thing I started trying to destroy were those things when I was out of control drunk.
Usually my car.
I'm a good driver. That's all there is to it, no matter how it goes. Speaking of driving, Nugget Man sent an email, said, "Yo, dumb. I was never a big fan of race car sports, but since you are liking it so much, I'm going to check out the next F1 race this Sunday." Nice. Belgian Grand Prix, I believe. It also made me think of a race setup I saw in Long Beach So I looked it up, and I think you should definitely talk to your contacts from your last race event, and try to get a job DJing at this event in April of 2024. This event looks huge, insane, and a total party. And I did go look at this, and it's the Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach. It's described as Southern California's 200 mile per hour beach party, and they have like 4 different races going on. 6 different races going on. So this is something I definitely want to go try to figure out how to get to be a part of, because it just looks like so much fun, and it's in Long Beach. So, yeah, thank you, Nugget Man, for sending this to me, because I don't think I have any events going on then. So it would be sweet if I could get over to, I'll find out if that company that I worked with, if they're going to be doing that event. And if they are going to be doing that event, then maybe I go ahead and I may reach out to them or whatever and just kind of find out. And then I can go. If not, this might be something I might just want to go do. I've kind of talked about wanting to do like a road trip across the country with the boys and with Keely. And so, I don't know, maybe that'd be an excuse to do it. I don't know if April would be the best time to drive across the country or whatever, but maybe not the worst either. Probably not 1,000,000,000 degrees. Might hit a little rain here and there. But yeah, I mean, this looks awesome. I don't know if I could pull up pictures. It's like video playing on their website, so I don't know if that'll get me dinged or whatever. So I don't want to risk it, because God knows if you post other people's content, it might get your page pulled down. So I wouldn't want to.
Man, that would suck if I had my own page like that. And
I wouldn't want to
work so hard on it and did all that, and then just have it pulled down because I like to steal someone's shit.
Yeah, it's so yeah, interesting. So yeah, I don't want to play that. I don't want that to happen to me. I have 2 more quick emails we'll read. Then we'll take a quick break and we'll come back and talk about some of the stuff I saw in the news today. This is a nice email we got from Maddie Lynn. I don't know if she goes by Madeline, but it's Maddie Lynn. It says, "Hey, Dumb, I never really write in because I watch the replay most of the time. I love the show, and I'm hoping I can someday catch it live. The show has come a long way, and I find myself excited to watch it every day. So proud of you, Maddie." So there you go. How cool is that? Excited to watch the show, Mikey. I like hearing that. That made my day when I got that email earlier. I was just super pumped to see that. Now, let's see.
Did you see the video from the chef's Instagram page?
The chef? Obama chef?
Yeah, Obama chef, yeah.
No, but it was one of the things I wanted to talk to you about.
Him in a pool swimming.
Oh, I did.
Practicing his backstroke. I mean, come on.
This guy's a swimmer is what you're trying to say.
He knew something was up. He knew that he was going to drown mysteriously or some shit was going to happen. So he's like, I got to throw this up on the IG page real quick.
Well, what's
he doing there? And what's he doing in Mouthers Vineyard if they're not even there? I think the Obamas are there the whole fucking time. I think they're still there hiding.
Do you know why they believe that he was taken out? Do you know what the actual? There is a conspiracy.
Yeah. He was writing a book on all the shit that he's experienced over there.
Well, he was employed.
Shady dealings and whatnot.
Well, no, Mikey. He met his untimely end because he was, quote, employed at the White House for Obama's private party where they flew in $65,000 worth of hot dogs and pizza. Now, it's not about hot dogs.
Like a Trump party.
Well, it's not about hot dogs and pizza. That's code. It's part of Pizzagate. Part of Pizzagate.
Yeah.
It's all about the conspiracy. So $65,000 is $65,000 that's how much Obama spent on child prostitution, according to QAnon.
Yeah, that's how much them fucking politicians like that fresh pie.
Yep. So they know that the chef is aware of it. And that's why he was going to start doing, like you said, he was going to either write a book or he was going to start doing some sort of tell-all thing about it. And they had to whack him. They took him out on a paddleboard, had some guy from scuba come up from underneath and just knock the board over, and then they just pull him down. I mean, ain't you ever
seen that show House of Cards, man? They did politicians be killing everybody.
That was a great show. I really did enjoy that show until that dude got kicked off of it for being such a creep. And then it was terrible.
No, right? It was so fucking depressing after that. I didn't care. It was more about the patriarchy. Who cares about the woman president?
It was so boring. Yeah, the whole show changed completely. It was awful.
His demeanor and everything, the way he acted in that show was just awesome.
He was just a great. I mean, despite being complete, seemingly sexual deviant, he is an amazing actor. I mean, one of the greatest actors of our time, for sure. I didn't like that movie.
God, man.
Takes a lot for me to like a movie, man. Takes a lot for me to like these movies. Like, it takes a lot.
What's on your Mount Rushmore? Like, list your Mount Rushmore.
Rocky IV. Good versus bad.
Films? Like, you're talking like
good versus bad.
Like, favorite film? Like,
maybe Castaway.
You're gonna go with a Rocky?
If we're talking like films, Castaway maybe.
That was a really good film. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
No Tarantino joints up there like Django or Hateful Eight.
Those are good. They're good, but nothing that like. I appreciate the good acting and the good writing and stuff like that. But yeah, no, I think I'm more of movies that like get me in my feels. And Rocky IV.
Braveheart.
Braveheart was good back in the day. Yeah, I liked Braveheart. I kind of.
Last Samurai.
What's that? Tom Cruise?
Yeah.
I don't think I've watched that movie.
Great movie.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that. I like stuff like crappy action movies, like Mission Impossible and shit like that. I like crappy stuff. I like crappy music. I like crappy movies. I like crappy stuff. But I appreciate.
Mission Impossible was so good. That movie was awesome.
Yeah, well, I mean, but you know what I mean.
We talked about that I saw that one too.
The new one you saw?
Yeah.
Oh no, I haven't seen that. Don't talk about that, but because I want to see that, and that's one where I don't want any spoilers because you can't have.
You need to see that on the big screen.
Well, of course, yeah, that's the one you need to see on the big screen. That's what I'm saying. You're like you want to see Oppenheimer in IMAX, bro. I'm telling you, you don't need to see that in IMAX. You don't. You just don't.
Anything and everything that comes through IMAX, I must consume.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Even
though there's only like 20 true IMAX screens around the United States that actually play the film, the 70 millimeter and shit like that, most of them are digital IMAX. So they're not a real IMAX experience.
The
closest one to you guys is Chicago or I can't remember where else, but you guys don't have a true IMAX either. Neither do we.
I thought we did at the Science Center here. We did.
I don't think so.
I think we might.
At the Science Center, but they wouldn't be playing feature films there.
They do. Sometimes.
Oh.
Yeah,
I thought I looked around.
But it doesn't look like they're doing it. No, I guess they're not. No, looks like they're not doing theaters there. I could have sworn they had. Oh, maybe it's called an Omnimax. Oh, and I guess they don't show movies there, like real movies. I could have sworn they did. Oh, what do I know? Well, you're the movie buff. You'd know more than me. I don't know why I'm sitting here trying to pretend like I know what I'm talking about. Never mind. Okay. I don't know what I'm talking about. Speaking of movies, I got an email from Samantha. She said, "Hey, Dom, I saw an article, and I'm sorry it wouldn't let me attach a picture. It's an article, it's a picture of a man taking his daughter to the Barbie movie dressed as a woman, and everyone loved it and congratulated him. But then there's a picture of a trans man who wore a similar outfit, not to the Barbie movie, but just out in public, and people made fun of him until he cried. I'd like you and Mikey's opinion on why one is okay and the other is not, or what do you guys think?" Well, I actually have a picture of the guy, this dad. And this is just the dad trying to please his little girl. Not just. I mean, it's a pretty cool thing, dude. Actually, the daughter said something along the lines. What did she say to him? She said she wanted him to wear something pink and challenged him to wear something pink. And so he said, "Fine, I'll take it up a notch and I'll wear this." So That's him at the movies, at the Barbie movie with his daughter, going full out, cowboy boots, cowboy hat, and a pink tutu. And people are applauding him, saying, what a great dad. He's doing whatever he can to make his daughter happy, which I guess is a cool thing. And I'll be honest with you, if my daughter had said, will you wear a dress to the thing, I probably would have said yes, to be honest with you, because I really would have, who cares? You know what I mean? If it's going to make the kid happy, why not? Now, I would say the only reason we know about this story is probably because he was making it very, very clear to everybody, I'm just doing this for my daughter, guys. Okay? You see what I'm saying? Just so you guys know what a great dad I am. I'm definitely not a cross-dresser or trans. I'm doing this for my kid. So take pictures, but please make sure that you caption it the right way. Because I'm not a trans man. Just a proud, good dad. Because how the fuck else would anybody know? They would just assume he's a cross-dressing dude unless he's making a big scene about it and telling people otherwise. So
how brave! My God, the media would run with it.
They did. They have. There's a whole article about it. Proud dad praised for wearing Barbie tutu to match daughter's outfit for movie. This dedicated dad has been spotted accompanying his daughter to watch the new Barbie film together as he proudly wears a pink leotard and matching pink tutu with his daughter. So yeah. But I guess now going back to
trans man they got laughed at.
That's what I can't find. I cannot find the picture. I looked all over for it, Samantha. And
I'm picturing it to be like the GameStop chick. Did you call me sir?
Well, I'm thinking more along the lines. Remember when I was saying how it's kind of like, I don't understand why dudes who become chicks or just dress like that act very flamboyant and start acting different and all wee-hoo and all that. And I'm wondering if that's the difference between the two guys. The dad was proudly yelling, I'm a proud dad, not trans. And the other guy was going, I'm proud trans, look at me. And, being, quote, flamboyant or whatever. And then the people around him made fun of him and made him cry and stuff. So I'm not saying that's right to do that at all. That's actually pretty shitty, to tell you the truth. But I don't really know. I guess what as far as why one is okay and the other is not. They're both okay in my opinion. I think the world has got a problem with it because they're a bunch of fucking whack jobs. But Mike and I are woke when it comes to the trans community. We don't care. You do you, guys. Chop your D off, chop your boobs off, do whatever works for you. Don't really care.
Just don't indoctrinate children.
That's Mikey's. I don't really think... Well,
you can't be okay with that either.
I don't really think they're being indoctrinated. I think they're just being made aware of the fact that these people exist in a more focused manner. But that doesn't mean they're going to become indoctrinated to it just by learning that these people exist and they should be treated like everyday normal people. And that if you feel that way, you're not abnormal. And you are allowed to feel that way. That's what I think it is. It's not telling them you should be like that. It's telling them that it exists, and should you feel that way, don't feel wrong.
How do you feel about the opposite sex using the correct or incorrect bathroom in your children's school?
I actually don't. I could care less. I don't care.
If your boys are in there peeing and a girl's coming in there to pee because she claims to be a guy,
doesn't bother me one bit. I really don't care.
I'd have a problem.
My boys first off, they keep to themselves. They're not going to get in other people's business in the bathroom. If somebody goes to sit down and take a pee and they don't, they go sit down and take a shit, and instead all you hear is them take a leak because the girl goes down to take a leak, I don't think my kids, are going to even notice. Because first off, their backs are to the wall, to the door when you're going to the bathroom. So unless you're looking around like a weirdo, and they've been taught don't look around like a weirdo when you're at the urinal, nose down, get your, till you're done. Don't be a lurker. You know, don't be one of those guys like the old boss man
Dude,
checking out
when I
celebrities
was
in the bathroom.
when I was 13 years old, I was scared to death of girls. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm in
So's
there
my
trying to go take,
Shay.
yeah,
Shay's
exactly. And if I'm in there with my dick out and I see a girl walk in,
I think it would only
nah,
be.
not comfortable. I'm not cool with that.
I think that's because you've been told that you can't be comfortable with that, and that if a girl can't be in this room,
I'm
a girl can't be in that
yeah, I'm
room.
not
But if
yeah,
but
I
if
wouldn't be
if you've
comfortable
been
with that.
taught,
Like at the age of 13, like I've already pee shy enough as it is, and girls already scare me or they intimidate me because I'm getting ready to go through puberty and my body's going through all kinds of hormones and shit. I
yeah,
don't need to have a girl coming into what's considered my bathroom where I can go to the bathroom.
I don't think it would bug me one bit. Unless other than the fact that I'd be worried about that I'd be doing something wrong. Am I, you know what I mean? Am I in trouble because their girls aren't supposed to be in here? So am I going to be in trouble because a girl came in here? Did I do something wrong? Did I go in the wrong bathroom? That's more what I'd be confused about. But maybe I'm a complete idiot. Maybe you're onto something, Mikey, because there's a 21-year-old Texas woman who claims that physicians coerced her into identifying as a transgender and receiving gender-affirming therapy, has filed a lawsuit against her healthcare providers. The lawsuit, filed on behalf of, quote, Detransitioner Soren Aldeco, alleges that 5 physicians sought to convince Aldeco that she was a transgender man who would likely benefit from hormone therapy. After receiving gender-affirming therapy, Aldeco received an irreversible double mastectomy in 2021. So she's now suing because she was permanently disfigured. Actually, I don't even think I could. I don't know the rules on showing this picture, so I don't think I'll show it. But there's a picture of what she looks like, and she's just since the detransition and when they did the double mastectomy and it got all messed up, and she's very disfigured there and scarred for life at this point, they're saying. So she had been struggling with mental health and body images throughout her adolescence. Eventually, she considered the possibility she might be transgender, with attributing some of her confusion to transgender online friends. So I guess she's saying in part that she had peer pressure online that made her think that she needed to go see this doctor. So then, because of the dislike for her female physical appearance, coupled with her general propensity to enjoy activities usually enjoyed by boys, and the influence from some transgender online forces, Soren began wondering if maybe she was transgender too. So, 15 years old, she was admitted to a psychiatric hospital. She was placed under the care of Dr. Srinath Nekalapu, who is the defendant in the complaint. So this is the doctor who, quote, pressed so hard on the gender identity issue that Soren felt as though the only way to cease the discussion was to agree with him and tell him that she did identify as transgender. So instead of just saying no to the doctor, you said, all right, just to get you to shut up, I'll let you go through with the procedure. I find that to be a little bit of a hard sell right there. That's a little bit of bullshit. But a reason that she might be able to get away with that is because she was just diagnosed with several other mental health conditions, including autism spectrum disorder, ADHD, and depression. So it seems like she's got a lot going on in her own head, and went to go get some help from a doctor, and somehow was, according to her, coerced into becoming a transgender. So, but do you blame that more on the online peer pressure, or do you blame that more on the doctor? Because it seems like, maybe they go hand in hand. You blame it on the doctor because they had
15 years old?
15 is when started going through all of that.
No, doctor. What doctor in this world would be okay with a child doing that?
Apparently quite a few these days, because I think that's
the fucking problem.
Yeah, there are some other detransitioners out there. this isn't the only case that this is happening. And so, I mean, there are some kids.
You're not popular as a girl now. You're not going to be popular as a boy when you transition. So just get over the fact.
Yeah, that's true. But if you flip it around, you might be better at girls' sports. You might have a chance. You go win some swim races.
Yeah, I'm not a good enough volleyball player, so let me go play female volleyball. Yeah, get the fuck out of here with all that shit.
Oh yeah, like I was an above average high school football player. I would have been a super duper star football player in the world of transgender girl football players. I would have been killing people on the offensive line, man. And just give me the ball.
My ass whooped by female bowlers.
206. Well, bowling's different. But yeah, I would have been a 260-pound bowling ball fullback coming through, just plowing through chicks. Oh man, that's funny. There was always the one girl who wanted to play tackle football with us. And she always would try real hard, and boy, she would just get completely rolled. Completely rolled. It was always a kind of a rough go for her. So, all right. I think what we'll do is we'll take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll talk about some of the stuff that's been in the news today. And then we'll wrap things up. But hey, second hour is always happy hour here on Another Dumb Show. You know how we roll here. It's about that time to get those kids, go put them in the bedroom, put on Bluey, SpongeBob, Rocky IV, whatever it is that you get your kids in the feels. Go put them in the other room. Get yourself some delis. Go get yourself some lavender. Do whatever you got to do to enjoy this break coming up. Oh, by the way, if you guys could, I would really appreciate it if you would take a second to like today's video. It's important, again, for us to do that, to help the show grow and all that good stuff. And one of the ways you guys can help do that is just by simply hitting that like button. So give a look down, minimize your shit for a sec, hit that thumbs up for a brother. I would really appreciate it. Of course, if you're not already a member of Another Dumb Show, you can become an official member of the League of Dummies by hitting the join button. It's $1.99 a month, and it's a great way to help support Another Dumb Show. Hell, I just paid for these damn phones, so if you guys want to call in too, there's another great way to get a hold of me, 844-HIT-DUMB, 844-448-3862 if you want to give me a call. We are going to go to break here. And again, make sure you have your notifications turned on, likes. I put in the description today, Hulk smash that like button for a brother, okay? If you could. All right, you guys know the deal. We'll be back with the second hour. We'll have some fun. So sit back, relax. We'll be right back on Another Dumb Show. Hang on. Welcome back to another Dumb Show. I am another Dumb Show host. Welcome back to issue number 74. Appreciate you guys joining us. Thank you for streaming on my tube tonight. So good. Feels so right having you guys here streaming on my tube tonight. That rhyme didn't even beat for it too. Look at that. Look at that. I'm spitting like somebody said, Vlad or Brap said they're going to be rapping over the beat during the break. And then I saw a little bit of ballyhoo or a little bit of belly aching about the bed during the break. Some people love the bed, some people hate it. I know one person in there who loves it. Well, I know I love it. Fuck, I think it's great. I love that bed. And the man who made it, Dan the Sound Man, he's in the chat. He's trying to defend his beat. So yeah, let Dan back off Dan's beat, guys. I love it. It's the shit. And I don't find it to be elevator music at all. I find it to be a chill vibe beat, personally. Sorry, I was uncomfortable with my microphone there. I had to fix it. All right. I owe a couple apologies. I saw there's a couple super chats that came in that I missed. I owe apology to Pat Louie. Sent in a super fan donation there, asked the question, saying, when is the ADS Fantasy Football League? Your boy wants in. I got to put that together. I think I did see somebody had an idea the way we could do it. And a shout out to Rob Meister, too. He sent in a $5 super fan donation. So thanks so much, dude. Those guys really, those donations really help so much. I really appreciate it. What's that, my dude?
I was going to say, it's going to be hard to put a league together. I'd imagine we're going to have more than 12 teams.
Yeah, well, I think what we'd have to do is we might have to do like maybe more than one, and you and I are just more than one, I guess, if we want. I don't know how many people want to be in it. We'd have to see. So I think maybe if you want, if
just take fantasy football so serious, like.
Well, take your main league seriously, where you're making, your legacy league where you've
if
got
my name is anywhere, then it's got to be taken seriously.
See, and you're just like, that's serious. So funny.
That's $1,000 league.
I see. You missed me talking about this yesterday, or you might. I don't know if you were in the chat and you heard when I was talking about what Danica Patrick said, how some women have the killer instinct and some don't, and she was trying to allude it to like how all men do have that killer instinct of competitive instinct and whatever, and I don't think that's true at all. There's so many men, like, because
that's what some quarterbacks and some NBA stars are missing. That's why they suck in the playoffs and they're not able to win in big games. You either have that killer instinct that Kobe had or you don't.
Oh, see, I don't know about that. I think it's just some people, like, because you could still be competitive, but, well, maybe you're right, actually, if you put it that way, because most guys do have a little bit of a competitive juice in them, but some have the true killer. Right, the kill. Well, that's a super hyper example of outrageous amount of talent.
Yeah, but you look at all of the absolute greats at their position or greats in their game. That's one of the traits that they had. Dan Marino, one of the best quarterbacks of all time, lacked the killer instinct, lacked the shit talk, never won a Super Bowl.
Phillip Rivers, though, all he did was shit talk, and he didn't win shit.
Yeah, well, maybe the guy should have dropped a 4-letter word every once in a while and not been so right with God.
He was kind of fun to listen to, though, when he would talk crap. He was pretty decent at it, actually. I actually.
Gosh golly!
That's awesome.
It's like Kirk, though.
I was just saying, Kirk's the same way, though, too. And if he does end up swearing, though, it makes the headlines or whatever. But I don't know. Has he ever done anything like that? I don't know. People are trying to put in ideas, putting in. Pat Louie said, if you need any help, I got you. I'm in 3 leagues. He won 2 last year, and he lost the other league because of what happened with Damar Hamlin. So, well, I hope he doesn't have any. He's not in any college basketball fantasy football leagues or fantasy college basketball league. College basketball fantasy football league. What a fucking idiot. College basketball fantasy leagues, because speaking of Damar Hamlin, I'm wondering if Mikey, you might be onto something after what happened with Bronny today. or I guess yesterday, Bronny James goes down in cardiac arrest on the court. LeBron James' son. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out. Let's see. I'm trying to find exactly where it happened. It
So
was
many
at practice.
professional athletes at the age of 18 years old just collapsed to cardiac arrest.
Well, okay, now if you take the what's it called out of it, take the vaccine out of the story, wouldn't you immediately think that he's on
He doesn't
something
have a
else?
cardiac arrest, and when there is no story.
No, because this kind of stuff has happened before. Like it ended up happening with look at Corey Stringer. It was he had too many amphetamines. He was, so there's people who have died on the court.
He died of heat stroke.
Hank Gathers. What about that guy? Remember that guy that just died in the mid-basketball court of cardiac arrest? There was nothing wrong with that guy. It can just happen. People just have cardiac arrest. My son, for Christ's sakes, he didn't go into cardiac arrest, thank God, but he just plopped right in my arms and passed out right into my hands or whatever, and thank God I didn't need to defibrillate him or whatever.
It was
but
like heat stroke, right? That absolutely horrible. It's scary shit.
I guess, yes, it was this.
I mean, you mentioned Corey Stringer. That's what Corey Stringer died of.
What's that? Yeah,
stroke.
yeah. No, it came out at the end that he had been taking amphetamines. Back when that was legal to take.
I don't remember that.
Back when it was legal to take those to work out. Don't you remember back when you could order that? Don't you remember when you could order amphetamines online for working out back in the late 2000 early? Oh yeah, you absolutely used to be able to do that, and it just wasn't. It wasn't a meth. It was just some sort of. Somebody help me in the chat for what it was because he was on. He's
got to be like a pre-workout.
It was, but it was some sort of amphetamines.
It had to be some type of amphetamine because they used to sell them gas station pills that were.
It was a diet supplement.
Pills.
That's what it was, a diet pill. That's right. So yeah, and he changed the whole supplement industry changed after his death. Because there were, I'm pretty sure.
When I was young.
Was there amphetamines? Why is that not coming up? Diet pills. He was taking. Where the hell is it? They said it was caused by heat stroke, but a lot of other people were saying that he was on this weight loss supplement. He was at 340 pounds trying to lose weight. What's wrong with my microphone? It sounds so weird. Yeah, he was trying to lose weight, and they found a bunch of different supplements. Ephedra. That's the name of the substance he was taking, ephedra.
Gotcha.
So that's what ended up killing him. So that's where my mind immediately went, at first. Some kind of stuff like that. Some sort of supplement he's on to give him some sort of that's not going to show up in PED testing. But your mind immediately goes to where Elon Musk's goes, that he's been vaccinated and he's got, what is it? Does he have myocarditis?
Nope. Sorry, a little bit of the COVID catch up.
I love this guy. Nah, COVID's just a bad cold. I had it 3 times, no leftover effects. He's still going.
I'm good.
But then I made myself
lavender.
Oh yeah,
stuck in the throat.
So do you believe that this might be myocarditis caused by that's sure, if Elon says it, yes, absolutely.
If it caused the stroke, then sure. I ain't gonna pretend to be no doctor.
No, but
I imagine that has something to do with restricting of blood vessels.
Elon Musk said, we cannot ascribe everything to the vaccine, but by the same token, we cannot ascribe nothing. Myocarditis is a known side effect. The only question is whether it is rare or common. And this other guy replied back, my father went into cardiac arrest within hours of his second dose in 2021, developed pericarditis, suffered for months with sudden drops in blood pressure, and later died in the middle of the night from another heart attack. Never had one issue before that second dose.
I just talked to somebody 36 years old yesterday. They got the vaccine and 2 days later had a stroke.
Nuh-uh.
Swear to God.
Really?
Yes.
That's insane. And did the doctor attribute it to that, or what does the doctor say caused his stroke?
A lot of bullshit.
So the
Could be this,
doctor,
could be that, could be genetic.
did he go in there and go, look, I took this shot and I had a stroke 2 days later? I'm pretty sure it was the shot.
She.
Excuse me, I'm sorry, my bad.
Yeah. No, she mentioned it and brought it up, and it wasn't really talked about much. That was just kind of
She didn't even try to
brushed
say,
over.
she didn't even go
It
back
kinda
into it. And
it kind of shatters all of her beliefs and everything that she's listened to, and really
like,
has put her into questioning everything.
is she okay after her stroke? Was it a
Mhm.
major one?
Yeah, she's
or
okay now. Yeah, no,
she,
it was a mini TIA. It was a mini stroke.
interesting. Oh, wow. So, well, I'm sorry for your friend. That sucks. That's not good.
Yeah. Scary.
Well, I don't want to say it. I don't know what caused it. How the hell would I know? That is coincidental, obviously, that she.
And it's not one of my
Why
friends
wouldn't
that
it-
are all druggy and been druggy before, never drugged, never partied, not a drinker.
Why wouldn't it be the next, like, right away? Why wouldn't it take like a
Oh.
day or two or whatever?
I'm not going to pretend to be a scientist.
Fair enough. All right, I'll give you that.
I'm only going to puppet things that I hear on the internet and hear Joe Rogan say, so buckle
And
up, Buttercup.
that's how you feel about. Do you ever disagree with anything these guys say, or you just hear their conspiracy
course.
theories and go, "Oh, that sounds about right," and just roll with it?
No, of course there's stuff that I listen to and I go, that's bullshit. And I don't agree with.
Marty says, I know several people personally that had a stroke after the shot. Jeez.
Huh.
Let's see. Jelly said, just like COVID did, the vaccine is affecting everyone differently. That's understandable. That makes a lot of sense to me. CYX said, one reason to take the vaccine was good for the good of the public. Sometimes you need to do things for the overall good. Well,
what did it do for the public?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, outside of,
It
slowing
didn't stop
down.
the spread. It didn't flatten the curve. It didn't.
It did. It stopped from people from dying, which meant less people ending up in terminal situations in the hospitals, which meant people who had less intense cases were able to be cared for before it got more intense, and also their symptoms weren't as bad because they took the vaccine. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'd like to see the numbers that prove that. That just sounds like a headline that was read.
You're the one who just admitted you're puppeting stuff, and I'm just saying that's just the truth. That's what they said about the why. I just don't understand
That's what
why
they said about it.
Right?
Why believe it? I don't believe anything that was said about the vaccine, COVID, anything.
And you've not gotten not one jab.
No.
Man, you're lucky, dude. You got to be careful, man. If you get that shit again, that shit could wipe you out. It's no joke.
Or I could die of a stroke at the age of 37 years old after getting jabbed with a fucking needle.
Pick your battles, dude. Pick your battles.
Yeah, if my heart's going to explode, it's going to be for the drugs of my choice, not the government's choice.
Well, yeah, I think we'll probably end up. I don't think I'll ever agree with you on that one. I don't think that I don't think the government is out to get us as much as people think. I don't understand that, really. I just feel
we mean nothing to them.
Yeah, I know. They don't give a shit about us. They're just doing their own thing and just keeping this thing up and running, and so everybody has a job, and they all have jobs, and all keep making money themselves. I don't know why. That's why I'm saying, like, I don't know. I don't think the vaccine is giving people strokes, though, in my opinion. Now, one thing, Mikey, I think we probably can agree on is probably on this story, and I could be wrong. You never know. We might end up agreeing on it. You ever been on a lazy river?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you love a good lazy river, right?
Lazy river connoisseur, like.
Oh really? You're
too old. I'm too old to be going down all them fucking big hilly things and all that shit and walking up all them goddamn steps and stepping in salmonella and kids piss and shit and diapers and stuff like that. Just give me a tube, let me bop a gummy, and let me float around like I'm fucking Weekend at Bernie's for the next 10 hours.
Well, what would you do? How would you feel if you were in a lazy river and you're just
we're talking etiquette.
floating around? Oh, there's a whole those lazy rivers, man. The people. First off, it's mad chaos getting into a lazy river sometimes with these rude ass people that can't understand how a line works, and they start bum rushing, and then the other people they go around again even though there's a line. No, you got to get out. You got to there's a line. You get one lap around when there's a line. You don't keep.
Yeah, you get out, you put the tube down, you run around, you go through the turnstile again, you grab the tube, you jump in line, you do it. Like, that's what you do.
Exactly right. Instead, now we're living in a society full of heathens, people that don't know how to wait in line. And that's one of the biggest things, those stupid water parks. Like, I can't handle lines. So that's why I'm so happy my kids are not obsessed with amusement parks, because I can't do the line. So
I'd just spend money if they have any type of thing for any type of speed pass or jump to the front of the line. I'd pay it.
Still not enough. Still too much. No way. Because there's a chance then you got to wait in line with the other people who have the jump of the line, and then you're literally still in just a line that's just a shorter line, and you're supposed to make you feel better about that. Fuck that bullshit. Hate it. Now imagine being in your lazy river. You finally get your tube. You have to wrestling with some big fat lady. You wrestle your tube away. You splash down. You lean back. You're floating along, bumping into annoying little kids who don't do the lazy river right, and they run through it, bumping into you and jumping around like a bunch of turds. Well, then you go around the corner. It's nice and chill. You close your eyes. You lean back. You're letting the water push you. You suddenly feel your hand graze up against something as you're laying there all sprawled out. You open your eyes, and as you open your eyes, there's a woman yelling, "Hey!" because she's breastfeeding, and you've just grazed her boob or her baby.
Go to the fucking bathroom, lady. Nobody wants to see that shit. Put your fucking titty away. I don't give a shit. What the fuck? Go inside a bathroom.
So there's this woman. Her name is, Tiffany Francis. She put up this huge Facebook post last week. And she says, "I have never in my years of being a breastfeeding mother had one single negative comment made to me about breastfeeding while out in public. I've had supportive comments from random people, but today was a different day. I went to Rigby's Water World tagged today with my family. My son is 11 months old, and when it was getting to be his nap time, like I do every visit, I got in the lazy river to nurse him to sleep. He likes motion to sleep. He sleeps well in the car or swing. So he will also sleep in the lazy river. At home, he always nurses to sleep."
Mother.
Well, first off, I would read this whole post, but here, I'll just show you how
Sorry
long.
about that.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I'm glad you cut me off, because
I got sick of Tiffany.
I really didn't need to read all of that. I wasn't going to read all of that.
I asked to be refunded for my season pass. Ugh.
Oh, yeah. She because she was asked by the lifeguard to leave the lazy river because she.
Yeah, good for the lifeguard. Start a GoFundMe if that asshole got fired.
She's all upset because there's no rules posted anywhere. And the lifeguard then, it was actually a girl lifeguard, went on to tell her that it was posted in the rules out front. So she went out front and to read the rules. And of course, there was nothing stated, anything about children, except babies need to be wearing swim diapers. Why? Because they shit and piss everywhere, which means your bodily fluids from your breast milk could get in the lazy river, you dumb lady. Ugh.
I mean, you've pissed in the lazy river.
Me? No, never. But mine's not going to give herpes.
Bullshit liar.
Mine's not going to spread herpes.
You're a bullshit liar. Every time you piss in the lazy river, you look behind you to see if there's some type of blue cloud or something that's coming, because
that's a myth
that they told you when you was a kid. I know, but one of these times it ain't going to be a myth, and there's going to be some streaks.
No, I actually don't understand what. I understand nursing is. I am actually all for it. Ladies, they want to go sit in the middle of a room and do it and pull your boob out. I don't give a shit about that. It doesn't bother me. But in a lazy river, where potentially if your boob flops out, you could start spraying your milk into the lazy river. That's kind of gross. I don't know why that grosses me out so much. Like, and I've actually done. I have kids. My ex-wife was pregnant with, and I actually didn't mind a little bit of breast milk into my mouth. It actually tastes pretty good. I'm not grossed out by my wife's breast milk or then ex-wife's breast milk, but some random ladies, that makes me grossed the fuck out. I was like, ew, when I saw this story.
I can't say that would gross me out at all, but
if that tit whipped out of that baby's mouth and just started squirting milk on you while you're in the lazy river, you bump into her, you get an eye full of milk.
On, bro. People tell me that's piss, so.
I know, but you're in the mood for it at that point. That's what you're there for. You're not in the lazy river expecting to take one in the eye. You know what I'm saying?
Thank God I'm wearing sunglasses.
All right. Well, Mikey, you probably would have.
I'm still not okay with it. The fact that this lady's floating around with an 11-month-old child, trying to hold the towel over the baby while the kids are running all over.
Oh, I'm sure she didn't try to pull the towel over anything. I'm sure she was brazenly hoot her out. Look at me. Watch what I'm doing.
Sounds like one of them hooters that was hanging into her lap and the baby was down there.
No, I saw the picture of her. She's not. Let's see, actually, what is this lady's picture? I meant to show it to you, actually. Hold on. Here she is. I was just getting ready to pull up something else, but so it's kind of a crappy picture. I have no idea what her body looks like. Why won't this open? Oh, here we go. This is what she looks like. So, I mean, just like a normal mom or whatever.
Yeah, it's that woman that's withholding sex from her husband by hiding in the baby's room.
That's who it reminds you of. Same face?
Yep, looks just like her.
She's back.
Yeah.
Well, Mikey.
Nightmare fuel.
You mentioned that your fetish and what you let girls do on you. And there might have been a flight that you would have been excited to be on. Have you seen what happened on the Spirit Airlines flight, Mikey?
No, but it sounds a lot better than a fight video that I'm used to seeing on airplanes.
Yes, no. Well, you know what? There was one fight video from an airplane that I saw earlier that was actually, it was a rehash of an old one, just a different angle. Nothing too exciting, just a lot of F-bombs and don't touch me, don't touch me, don't touch me. A lot of don't touch me. A lot of that. So it really was kind of boring. But this video, I fucking laughed out loud at one point in this video. There's something, it speaks for itself. It's a Spirit Airlines flight. It's in the galley. The flight attendants are recording a woman who apparently must have had a botched vasectomy or something. I know women can't have a vasectomy. But like me, can't seem to really get that, can't hold it. When it's time to go, it's time to go. 0 to 100, man. And this poor woman, well, I don't think I could call her poor woman, other than the fact that I could sympathize with her a little bit, because I don't know if I told the story, but when I got to Rochester, when I got down to Mansfield to Mid-Ohio for that race, did I tell the story about how I had to go to the bathroom and I ran out across the street to go to the bathroom? Oh, dude.
Oh, you left that part out.
I totally forgot about this. I told B1 this story, but I got down there and I'd been holding it for the last part of the drive, figuring I'm going to pull into the hotel. I walk in the front door in the lobby, and there's going to be a bathroom in the lobby. Not even thinking about the fact where I'm going is like a red roof where there's no bathroom in the lobby. It didn't even dawn on me that would be
keep the dopers out.
Exactly. It's just, the bathrooms are in the rooms. You just, at that point, it's not like a hotel. It's a motel almost kind of deal. So I get into the lobby and realize there's no bathroom. And I'm already at the point where I'm about to burst. And I've got all my stuff with me. I got it out of the car because I hurriedly pulled it out to drag it in with me. I get in the lobby. See, there's no bathroom. There's a woman in line. I start to panic because I'm not going to make it. I am not going to make waiting through her being checked in for me to be able to go through the whole process of myself being checked in and then go to a bathroom. No chance. I literally left my shit there, my laptop, everything, my entire bit of luggage, and just turned around and walked out of the hotel room lobby, walked to my car, looked in my car to see if I had an empty bottle to pee in, and found one. Right as I find that, the woman in the car next to me gets out of her car, which I didn't even realize she was in her car. This bitch gets out of her car, walks to the back of her car. I think she's walking away. Nope. She has groceries in there. She must be staying at this hotel or whatever, and she's living there. So she starts pulling out groceries. So I start freaking out. I slam my car door. I just put it in drive and start driving. I've really no clue where I'm going at this point, other than the fact that there's a Subway and a Taco Bell right around the corner. I go towards the Subway. As I pull in, I realize the Subway's closed. I do a U-turn towards the Taco Bell. I realize that there's the Taco Bell, like it looks, the inside of it is dim, like the dining room's not open. It's only a drive-through. So I go, fuck it. My last opportunity is the adult mart that's across the street. And I went, oh, fuck it. I'm just going over there. So I drive in the adult mart parking lot. I think to myself, I can't walk into an adult mart and say, I need to take a pee. They're going to think I'm some sort of weird pervert. So I said, fuck it. I just drove over to the side of the parking lot, got out of my car, and just stood by my door and kneeled and pissed by my door right in the parking lot. It was by
that
some
seems
woods.
Like such a better idea to pull into an adult mart and whip it out rather than go into the store and use the toilet. Like you're worried about being a creep going in. Instead, they're going to catch you outside, dick in hand, of the adult mart, and the cops first things you make, you couldn't make it inside, buddy. Like
yeah, I would have said literally, I would have been like, watch my GPS, man. I would have watch my GPS. I pull in the hotel. I go to the Subway. I go to Taco Bell. I come here. I promise you, I'm not wanking it the whole way around. My computer's across the street. Let me go. Oh man, I went. So yeah, that was bad news. I cannot hold it at all anymore. When I start to have to go, I have to go, and I cannot hold it anymore because, like, you know, when you're a kid, you can seem like you can hold it forever, and even when you're younger, you can hold it forever. But now I've hit a point where I don't know if since I had this vasectomy, I can hold it, but then I hit a point where, and that limit, that breach, that dam is a lot lower than it used to be.
Oh, dude, I drive around for a living, so I'm never near bathrooms. For me, the back of my van is the bathroom.
Yeah, you've told me about your bucket.
Yep.
Side of the road, just
I haven't had to use that in a long time. I haven't shit in a bucket in like 10 years.
Okay, good. I would keep it that way. That's pretty nasty. I would try to. What do you go to? Just go to people's houses? You just blow up people's houses now, or you go to gas stations, or what do you do?
No, I work pretty local, so if I've got and I'm pretty routine with my dumps, so it's not too bad.
You can swing home, is what you're saying?
I'm up. Yeah, if I have to. Like today, okay. It was bad. I had to end up making a little stop at the shop and make a 20-minute trip out of my way because I was prairie dogging it, man. It was bad.
How is your diet going?
It's going all right.
Okay. What caused you?
I'm still down about 12 pounds.
What did you eat last night that caused you to go, almost crap yourself?
The Sunday mushrooms that I ate, the big handful of those.
Yeah.
I had a couple Monster Energies as well.
Okay.
And then Sunday night I took the page out of your book and I was ordering a steak sub from a place up the street. And then I was like, yo, let me check the appetizers. I bet you they got some jalapeno poppers.
Nice.
So I got a double order of the jalapeno poppers and a
cheddar
steak
or
sub.
cream cheese?
Cheddar.
Cheddar? I'm a cream cheese popper guy.
Yeah.
Those are my favorite. I like the cream cheese poppers. Those are the best. All right. So Sexy Mexi Melt says, newbie, hi, what's up? Welcome to the League of Dummies. Appreciate having you here. Let's see. I got any other messages in here? Any other things here? Chat's talking about something. We're still talking about babies and boobies. Or did I scroll back really far? Curry, the dude was on hold for a second. I'm not sure what happened with her, but she hung up. So either way,
She
so
had to
Mikey,
change her heart already. She hates where she lives.
Jelly said all this talk about food is making her so hungry. Mikey, well, this next video might make you hungry considering your past. Here is a video that I came across as a woman on Spirit Airlines who is suffering, like I said, perhaps from a botched vasectomy. Check this out.
How disgusting. I need to within 2 hours. You tell me you cannot, you close the door. Just say hello to the camera for me. The plane is stopped, you sick. I cannot hold the pee. Well, let me can do whatever you want. Hello. You can say the wall. The wall, see my health is better than that. You need to drink water because your pee smells like you. You can say the wall, my health is better than the wall.
So in case, if you couldn't tell, that lady was squatting in the galley on the airplane where all the food and water and everything is, and taking a whiz right there on the airplane. So pretty gross.
It's a biohazard.
Oh, can you imagine that smell on an airplane? That's circulated
No.
air. It's all you're just. And then did you hear what the flight attendant said to her?
Well, talking about you need to drink more water.
That made me laugh so
That
hard.
smells like, yeah.
I seriously thought I love that. I laughed so hard when I heard that because I hear that B1 used to say that all the time. Like if I took a leak and I would leave it in the toilet, she would be like, oh, fucking fly in here, god damn it. She would be like, say the exact same thing. How much water have you had today? Your pee's either brown or it smells really bad. What's wrong with you today? Drink
I
more
get
water.
yelled at that for all the time. I get yelled at that for all the time because all I do is drink coffee and eat asparagus. So it's either smelling exactly like espresso or smelling like asparagus.
Yeah, it sounds about right. Yeah, I don't eat asparagus as much as I used to. I do love a good asparagus though. Can't go wrong with asparagus. It's so yummy.
Oh, dude, I'm cooking on the flat top, sauteed in some butter and balsamic with some seasoning, salt and pepper.
It is good shit. That's usually what I love getting that when you go to like a good steakhouse because they're like this big around. Like they're those big fat daddy ones you can get, man, and they're really perfectly steamed and everything. Oh man, I love those. All right, let's see what else I got here for us. Did you see what happened with Aaron? Whoops, sorry, wrong button. Sorry about that. Did you see what happened with Aaron Hernandez's brother?
No.
He is just as crazy as his brother. Well, maybe not as crazy. He's not committing murders, but it looks like he was thinking about it. So I had a story about him, and this is Aaron Hernandez. Remember Aaron Hernandez from the Patriots? That's who I'm talking about. So if you're not familiar with that, I know we have not all our fans are as big as sports fans as you, Mikey. So this is the tight end for the Patriots who ended up committing a murder and then went to prison. You commit suicide in prison? Is that what happened?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So he unalived himself, I think is what you have to say now. Otherwise you can get, you get dinged or whatever for that. I think that's the word I'm supposed to use for that. So yes, I guess he unalived himself. And now his brother has been on a tear ever since then. Back in March, he threw a brick at ESPN. He drove up to Bristol, Connecticut, and he goes by DJ Hernandez. He did play quarterback and wide receiver at UConn, and that's important as we move forward in the story. But he played for UConn in the mid-2000s. Got arrested in March. He went to ESPN in a car, possibly an Uber, and threw a bag containing a brick and a note over a fence onto the property before leaving. The note said, "To all media outlets, it's about time you all realize," spelled REALEYES, realize. Y'all realize the effect media has on all family members. Since you're a worldwide leader, maybe you could lead how media and messages are delivered brick by brick. Get it? Clean it up. Yours truly, Dennis J. Hernandez. So this nutbag drives to ESPN, throws a brick with this note attached to it, and just whips it over the fence. So he ended up getting in trouble. He went to court for that. I can't remember what he ended up getting charged with. I think menacing or harassment or something like that. but he ended up not going to court for it originally. He got arrested in March. He was supposed to go to court, didn't go to court, finally got rearrested, and then completely lost his mind. I don't know, it's because people blamed what happened with Aaron Hernandez on CTE and or perhaps the fact that he was closeted, I think was what the one of the Netflix documentaries alleged. Do you remember that? Did you see that one?
Yeah.
So what's this guy's fucking problem? I know he played football or whatever. So this guy take too many bangs to the head too, and then they're going to blame it on CTE because now Aaron Hernandez's brother DJ was just arrested for allegedly plotting school shootings at Brown University in Yukon. He's completely,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he's lost his mind. He's arrested on Wednesday, the fourth time this year, after police received
reports. That's going to be a serious one. He should see some serious jail time for this shit.
Oh, wait till you see. What do you hear all of it? He was arrested for the fourth time this year after police received reports he was planning attacks at Brown University and Yukon, according to WFSB. One witness believed to be Hernandez's ex-girlfriend told police that he borrowed her car on July 7th to attend a court date, but instead drove to Yukon and Brown campuses to, quote, map the schools out, the statement continued. Hernandez said that, quote, he has a bullet for everyone, unquote, the witness claimed, adding that she believed Hernandez was extremely sick. About 2 weeks later, on July 19th, Hernandez allegedly made a series of threatening posts on social media saying, quote, will I kill? Absolutely. I've warned my enemies, so pay up front. The last line of one of those posts read, oh, sorry about my bad. In another disturbing online rant, he specifically mentioned Yukon, where he previously played college football. Yukon program is going to pay unless I have a package deal and I get my estate and every single thing I have worked for. I'm prepared to give my life, so if I don't get to see you on the outside, know I love you always. Not all shootings are bad, I'm realizing. Some are necessary for change to happen, unquoted.
Jesus Christ.
He's nuts. He's lost his freaking mind. Officers arrested Hernandez at his home later that day. That family has got some issues, man. I don't know if it's just mental illness. Who knows what? Maybe they had some bad parents. They had
definitely sounds like a touch of that.
Who knows? I don't know. Maybe they had parents like the Menendez brothers. Did you see that? No. Remember Lyle and Eric Menendez? Those dudes that killed their parents back in the 90s?
Yeah.
They're potentially going to get a new day in court because apparently the dad had been sexually assaulting the two of them for a long, long time. So they're saying that this was done as an act of revenge and that information was not allowed in court the first time around. And so these dudes might get a new day in court and might potentially get out of prison or have reduced sentence or something like that, right? I mean, if that's what was going on, and the people are like, well, what about the mother? Why'd they kill their mother too?
She was okay with it. She was complicit. Kill that bitch too.
I wouldn't. We don't approve killing people here on Another Dumb Show, Mikey. But I could understand why those kids would want the revenge, especially, if mom is covering up what awful things their father was doing to them. So who knows? I'm not alleging that's what Aaron Hernandez's parents are doing to him, but it does seem like they came for some bad stock, if I had to guess. It does seem pretty weird. So let's see. I'm peeking in with the chat here, just trying to see if these guys got anything going on. Nope. All right, cool. Nothing going on that I noticed. Guys, and if you were trying to say something and I missed it, I would definitely recommend doing a superfan donation because it is getting harder. For me to keep the chat up all the time, I do have to keep it smaller. So it moves quicker and I'll miss stuff potentially. So those superfan donations, like I said, I can see those a little bit easier. So if you got something you want to ask or comment on or mention, that's the best way to do it. Let's see. Do you remember the other day we talked about the Browns' new sweet-ass jerseys that they have, Mikey?
Yeah.
Did you remember how I mentioned that the Bengals were making fun of the Browns for ripping off the uniforms from last year because the Bengals did their all-white uniform last year?
And I'd imagine they got something else to say today.
Oh, that's exactly what happened. The Browns, they cracked me up, and it's funny. B1 because she stopped by earlier and she was looking at some Instagram reels and she was like, "God, the NFL posts some pretty funny like social media stuff every once in a while." And I was like, "Yeah, their social media teams are pretty good." And then it reminded me of the tweet I saw today from the Browns, where they decided to actually tagged the Bengals in a tweet. Making fun of the Denver Broncos' new helmets. Here is the new helmet.
Snow caps.
Yes.
Yeah, called the snow caps.
That's what they're calling them? All right, let's
Yeah.
ride. Let's ride. All right, Broncos country. Let's ride in the all whites.
Speaking of the Broncos, did you
straight
see
up-
Russell Wilson shot back today?
No, what did he say?
He's somebody just dropped a song, Quavo or somebody like that, or I don't know who it was. But the name of the song was "Turn Your Click Up," and it makes fun of Russell Wilson in the song.
It's not Future, is it?
Is he raising Future's kid?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then today, Russell Wilson posted on Instagram a picture of him and Future's kid walking onto the football field, and it says, "The best part of my day."
Wow, that's fucking cold. Damn.
Yeah, so that's not very Christian of you, Russell.
Wow. Hey, I mean, well, good for him though. If that dude needs to get a little bit of
Killer instinct.
he needs to get a little bit of street cred. I mean, you know what I'm saying? He does get made fun of constantly, but I mean, black dudes even make fun of that dude for not being cool. You know what I'm saying? So I think he's got oh, here it is right here. Here's the picture. I just found it. So here's the picture of that Sierra is so goddamn hot. Here's a picture of Russell Wilson with Future's kid, and then Russell Wilson with Future's ex baby mama, or still baby mama, but ex girl. Man, she's banging, huh? Forget about that kid. Forget about that kid. Just look over there. That tight little, what is that? A little cat thing on her waist there. Damn, man, she's hot. So yeah, I think that's good. What's that?
She's with that nerd.
She is with him. I mean, he does. Did he? It doesn't look like he put a comment up though. I see the post, but I don't see him saying anything like "this is the best part of my day" or anything. I think he just posted the picture, no caption. Oh no, you're right. It does say "best part of the day." #dad life. Ooh, that is a slam, huh? Ooh, that's cold. That is cold. And you know that's got to eat Future up. Well, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe Future doesn't give a shit. Maybe he's one of those kind of shitty dads that really doesn't give a shit. He's just more worried about what's his name, banging his ex baby mama or whatever. Maybe he cares more about that, the P, than the kid. I don't know. Well, that was a good call, Mikey. I didn't know. I missed that story. I didn't see that anywhere. I think Russell Wilson is so cheesy. So I love making fun of that guy. So yeah, that's
a joke last year.
Yeah, so yeah, speaking of jokes, that's what the Browns tagged the Bengals in the tweet and said, Bengals, can you believe these guys? which I thought was pretty funny. Because it is I don't want to call it a blatant ripoff. I mean, it's different colors, but it's pretty much exactly the same. And the Browns don't have the logo on there or whatever. So, I did find that pretty humorous. I got a good laugh out of that. So good job to the Brownies. Whoops. Why do I keep doing that?
God,
good job.
Man, you just keep bringing that girl up. You trying to trigger me or something? You thinking it's like you're subliminally putting some shit in this episode to fuck with me?
Hey, whatever. Why did that not? Yeah, so she's right there. There you go. So whatever gets you going, Mikey. I don't know. I know you said your spank bank's running a little bit low. So if you need a little bit of motivation.
Yeah, ain't a golden shower guy. Tried it just ain't me.
It's not your bag?
No.
Yeah, no, I don't think I'm into that either. Although I've never had it done to me, I just don't think I'd be into it. Unless maybe this girl wanted to do it to me. Mikey, have you seen this chick? Check this chick out. I mean, that's arguably pretty perfect, right?
Yeah.
Yes, do you know who that is?
It looks like Olivia Dunn.
No, it does a little bit. She's a little curvier than Olivia Dunn, to be honest with you. But I'm going to be honest with you. That's not a real girl. She is
CGI or AI.
She is an AI influencer. She is she posts all kinds of stuff. Here's her Twitter account. I'm a 19-year-old virtual girl from Helsinki, Finland. I was made by AI. Check my other social media accounts from the link below. She's got just under 10,000 followers. And this is this is all it is. It's just her, it's just this girl doing all this. Just a typical girl kind of pictures. Great ass, great boobs, perfect, flawless skin. I mean, here's your Barbie right here. This is who should have played Barbie, Mikey. They should have gotten her.
Margot Robbie's still better.
I don't know. Way Margot Robbie's better than her.
Yeah,
you're crazy.
Margot Robbie, no, you're losing it.
I know. And I know you guys are going to call me a simp, but I'm telling you, there's somebody I know who looks just like that in a bikini. I just witnessed it the other day. So you guys wonder what's going on in my mind and why I make decisions I make. Very similar, right around the corner. So, you guys can give me all the hard time you want, but it's hard to turn away from. So, good AI influencer. Now, I have one last thing for you, Mikey. One last thing to put in your spank bank, and I'm just wondering if this is more your speed then. If that last girl didn't get your motor running, I have a feeling maybe this might be the type of gal that you are more interested in. So, are you familiar with Miami Swim Week?
No.
Okay, that's where all these like hot chicks from around the world, all the Instagram thoughts, all the wannabe models and everything, they come down to Miami, and like Sports Illustrated throws this big thing, and they have all these chicks come out and walk the runway in bikinis and stuff. And the new trend, Mikey, is to have ladies who are, ones that don't look like the last girl we talked about, the AI fake girl, because they want more real women.
All natural.
They want more real women. Now, I don't want to sound I don't know what to say about this next one, because what is this person model? Who's this person modeling these clothes for? I guess is what I'm saying. So, Mikey, this will speak for itself. This is a little spank bank video for you. I hope you enjoy it. We'll probably end up wrapping right after this. So I hope you guys enjoy this. But this is what runway fashion has turned into. Oh, I got a call we'll grab here in a sec too. We'll grab you in one sec, dude. Here is this video, Mikey. The swimsuit, the runways have changed over the years. They're not your typical Victoria's Secret, 6'2", thin, blonde, Giselle Bundchen type models. So not your speed anyway. You don't like those?
Nah.
You like a little bit of extra meat on the bones? A little something to hang on to?
I can't say that right now. My girl weighs $105.
It's okay. All right. Well, now you're making her feel bad. Speaking of people who get self-conscious at times, Curious George, you're on another dumb show. What's up, dude?
Hey, how are you guys doing?
Wonderful. Happy to hear from you. What's going on, brother?
Hey, I've always supported you and, the RMG crew, no matter what, always happy to hear from you. But first off, I want to say Mikey is doing great. Cracks me up. He's perfect co-host. He's like a guy's guy. He knows when to chime in, knows when to pull back and let you talk. He knows all about sports and shit. But I'm actually curious. I have a question for him, if that's okay.
It's fine with me. Okay.
Let her rip.
Okay. So I was kind of curious, I don't know if you mentioned this on a previous episode or anything, but where did you and your girlfriend first meet, and where was the craziest place that you guys had sex?
Two questions.
Always two questions. Met through mutual friends at the time, no longer friends of ours, but met under the pretenses of I was friends with a guy, she was friends with that guy's wife, and we kind of had like a group hangout where we all like mushrooms together. And it was told to me, Mike, don't date her, she's crazy. It was told to her, Brianna, don't date him. He's crazy. And of course, it just naturally happened. I seen her ass one time in some like leggings, and I was like, oh. Same. She still got them leggings, dude. I love her ass, my God. But she came outside for something. We were having a bonfire, making some s'mores, and my buddy and his kids and everything were out there, and the girls were inside. And she came outside to make a s'more. And when she turned around to walk away, Kyle saw me look at her, and he was like, "No, Mike." I was like, "Oh, it's too late. I just fell in love," and that was that.
And then you made your move.
Yep, I tried from that on. We went to like a movie as a group. I drove the 68 Ford. She fell in love with the old Ford.
Nice. Good move. Ooh,
yeah.
First date. Now, I just saw a thing on there's a guy on Tinder got upset because he had a date scheduled with a chick, and at the last minute, I guess it got really hot out, and he said, hey, you know what, it's really hot. Instead of going to a restaurant, why don't we go get some ice cream or something? And she was like, fuck that. I don't want ice cream. I'm out here for dates or whatever. And told the guy, go F yourself, and canceled their date and blocked him.
Ice cream's a good date.
That's what I'm saying. For a first date or something like that, I thought that's a nice chill first date. All the pressure's off. I mean, it's kind of gross if you have to kiss because you got that weird lactose mouth. But otherwise, it's probably all right. Might get a little sticky.
The wildest place we've had sex is probably in my work van.
George?
Yes.
Okay. Did you fall asleep, or would you were you cranking it?
Sounds like you're slow stroking right there, George.
Sorry, I was signing this check that I have to get out before I forget. So sorry about that. No, that's great. In the back of your work van, do you think she's the one? No,
not in the
Mikey,
back.
or
the front seat? Front seat.
Ooh, nice, hot.
Is she the one, Mikey, or is that just too soon to start talking about that?
Oh, I think she's the one for sure.
Ooh,
I really do.
Wow, that's a bold statement. Nice. She feel the same way?
I think so, to be honest with you.
Really?
It's not something we really talk about. We've had long discussions about, I don't think either one of us wants to get married.
Oh, really? You're just you're happy
we don't
with
want to have kids. I think we do like.
Well, she's already got one. She doesn't want to have any more.
She doesn't want to have any more. If she wanted to have more kids, she would have had another kid when Oliver was younger.
Right. Yeah,
8-year difference, 10-year difference at this point would be, what I'm saying?
So, are you going to get snipped then if you do stay with her?
Yeah, probably.
Really? Even without being married and everything, you're going to do? When are you aiming to do that?
Oh no, there's no plans and nothing to do that.
Oh, okay.
She's still all set with. Yeah, we're good.
All right, so pilled up or whatever. So okay, Corey, you're not just pulling and praying, are you?
Fuck no, I ain't pulled out ever, dog. I've been busting in guts since I've been 17, homie.
Oh, that's so funny. George, are you getting everything you were hoping for?
Yeah, I mean, I know
some?
nothing about Mikey, so that's awesome that he's kind of opening up and kind of letting us in on his personal life and stuff. I've always find that interesting with all you guys.
You'll find Mikey's a lot like me in that sense, I think. So you'll probably hear a lot of stuff coming out of Mikey's mouth, and it'll. I mean, Christ, he already told us about some kid taking care of him down in the basement of his mom's house or whatever. So
that's true.
Pretty open book there. So, George, how are you?
All right, guys. I'm doing good. I just got back from Destin, Florida, late Saturday, and had a really good time. And
I saw your
back
face.
To work, so.
Saw your face melted off. You look like the Oppenheimer dropped a bomb on your face. What happened? Just too much sun?
I put the sunblock on everywhere on my body except for my face because I was wearing a hat. But it seems like the sun still got me.
Yeah, that was not a flattering picture, my dude. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I love you to death, though. I laughed very hard when I saw it, not at you, just in general. It made me laugh so hard, and trust me, I wasn't laughing at your misfortune for the sunburn or whatever, but you make me laugh so hard sometimes, dude. So thank you for the laugh as well, my friend. All right.
All right, and glad to hear it from you guys, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks.
All right, George. Peace out, home
George.
slice.
All right, later. Bye.
All right. Par for the course kind of questions for George. Nothing too too out of the normal. What's going on with the what's going on in the chat? We got some arguing going on in here.
Ooh.
Looks like we got CYX.
We are family.
Going hard, and Carrie going hard. I don't know what's going on in there. These people getting crazy angry in there talking about vaccines and stuff. Holy cow. What? I wish these guys would call in on the phones and have these arguments on the air instead of on the chat, you dipshits. I love you guys, but come on. I think that's probably why Carrie was trying to call, so I apologize. But I wish you guys would call and tell me what the hell is going on here.
Looks like they're talking about people being masked up and
masks
risking
and
lives.
Immunity. Wow, some division within the chat. And why is it always Carrie in the middle of it? She was in a good mood too. What happened?
I'll give everyone else a reason to hate me. I never wore a mask.
Oh boy, it looks like Amanda and Carrie are going at it. Oh boy, can we all be honest though? It was nice to see the food workers wearing masks over our food. Does anybody disagree with that?
Nah, I didn't think about it.
How not? I mean, because I worked in restaurants. I've accidentally coughed on food while I was cooking just because I'm cooking and I just, you know what I mean? Like,
I ain't worried about it.
That's gross. That's gross. I don't want people coughing on my shit. I love the idea that there's a mask out there and those food workers are wearing that. When they're bending over my food, making my burger, I'm looking through on the line.
I'd rather him be happy and mask free than pissed off cooking shitty food.
That's true. It is hot and awful wearing that, so I can understand that. So, all right. Well, the dude's calling. Here we go. I ask and ye shall receive, Mikey, and then I'll take this call and then we'll start wrapping things up here, guys. Dude, what is going on? What happened?
Hi. Okay. So first, Amanda was saying how she doesn't like trans people and all the pronouns are ridiculous and da-da-da. And then she was saying that she didn't get any vaccines and that she doesn't care who she gets sick. She hates humans. She doesn't care if it's old people, children. She doesn't care who it is. She hates people, animals she loves, but people she hates. She's a dumb cunt, and she's just miserable with her life and looking for attention. Bye, Amanda, you fucking dumb bitch.
Jeez, I hope you didn't run her out of... Okay, Carrie hangs up. Amanda, I hope you're still listening. You haven't totally bailed. I don't see her in the chat.
I hope so
yelling.
too, Amanda. I like planners.
I know. She's got a big sale this weekend. She's selling her putrid planners this Saturday, so that sucks. Gosh, you guys are so hardcore in there. No wonder you guys like me. No. Oh, Amanda's back. She's laughing. All right, good. Amanda's there. She doesn't care. All right, cool.
All right,
good stuff. Good stuff.
All right, Amanda cool. There, because I didn't see nothing from her in the chat.
That's funny. Deanna said it's a chat on the internet. I wouldn't get too butthurt about it. Hey, you know what? I like my community. I like my league. I like when my league gets along. I do like when they argue because it's interesting to me. I wish they'd argue on the phones, but it's not like we could actually have them do that because it's broken until tomorrow as far as conference calling. But I'd much rather have them argue on the phones than in the chat. But when they do argue in the chat, as long as like it doesn't get too cold, I don't know. Like it started getting ugly with Diz and Carrie, and thankfully that cooled out.
I mean, she did just call her a cunt.
Them's fighting words. I get it. Trust me, you're talking to the rage monster, so I get it. I totally understand. Hey, I'm just trying to set a good example, guys. You know what I mean? I try to stay chill as much as I can. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to be silly. Good stuff. Okay. Carrie is so awful. She says manifesting she sells nothing. Well, I'm going to manifest that she does sell something. Even though Amanda's allowed to have her opinions, whether I agree or disagree with them. I love Amanda's her vocal opinions. I do. I like opinionated people, whether I agree with them or not. I love hearing all that. Yeah, look at this guy smiling. See, that's a good thing for me. I like hearing what the people have to say. So, all right. Colt 45 is ripping on Carrie. That got retracted. Colt changed his mind. All right, guys. So let's do this. Let's get these guys chilled out. We'll start wrapping things up here on another dumb show. Mikey, you're out for tomorrow night. You have a double date, you said, with with your new friends, because you got rid of the old friends that got you guys together. Now you got new friends.
Oh, man, that's a whole other story.
Well, maybe we'll talk about that another night then to find out. Because I did notice that you brought that up, and then I made a little mental note to ask you about that, because I could tell there must be something there the way you said it. So I definitely to do
Yeah,
that,
there was some conspiracy, because I fell off drinking pretty hard after that, so they stopped liking me and didn't want me around their kids, and made a giant hullabaloo out of me drinking, even though I was a harmless drunk. Except for myself.
To yourself, I would say, yeah. Who knows?
Yeah,
well, I can understand. That's how parents get. They want to protect their kids. So I guess I kind of can't fault them too much for that. So, all right. Well, Mikey, I will let you go. You go enjoy the rest of your evening. Enjoy your double date tomorrow night. Have fun. Eat lots of sushi. Yeah, keep track of how many rolls.
I'll take pictures of the sushi. Yeah, I will. I'll take pictures of all the rolls. And
I'd love a nice grand total of how many rolls that you're able to get down. And then
I'm planning on 7 for myself right now. I just was looking at the menu earlier, trying to pre-plan out on the order in which I'm going to go.
And you have a 90-minute limit. So that's something we could even duplicate here potentially if we wanted to do it.
We haven't seen somebody get kicked out yet, and we've been there close to 90 minutes before. So we're really going to put that to the test tomorrow night, because my homeboy can put away some food.
All right, cool. I'm looking forward to it. All right, man. Well, enjoy your night. Thanks for hanging out tonight, and I'll see you then on, what's that, Thursday then?
Absolutely.
All right, sounds good. Later, bro. Love
you, buddy. See ya.
All righty, guys. That's going to wrap things up for us here tonight on another Dumb Show. If you guys have not already taken a second to hit... What just happened there? I just lost my chat. Where'd you guys go? There you are. All right. Like I said, that's going to wrap things up for us tonight. If you've not already taken a second to hit the like button, please make sure you do that. I really appreciate that. I see we have some new people in the chat today. That's the League of Dummies is what we call the chat. If you want to become an official member of League of Dummies, you can do that. It's $1.99 a month. You just hit the join button, and it's a great way to help support another Dumb Show and help us rolling on into the future. And again, if you've not already taken a second, hit that like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe. And if you are don't have your notifications turned on, go ahead and make sure you do that. I do believe my dude has a baseball tryout tomorrow. I'm not exactly sure. I can't remember what time it is officially. Yep. So we may start a little bit later tomorrow. He has a baseball tryout for a travel team tomorrow. So Buckaroo does. So depending on what time we end up getting that all taken care of, I think it starts around 5, I think. So I'm not exactly sure how long the tryouts will take. And they're kind of way out in the middle of nowhere away from my house. So it'll be a little bit of a drive. So tomorrow's start time is a little play it by ear. We'll aim for 7, but I have a feeling it might be a little bit later. So just kind of giving you guys a heads up from there. So that's it. That's going to wrap things up for us tonight. You guys know the rules. If you have been participating in happy hour, make sure you don't go anywhere. If you've been enjoying your lavender, don't go anywhere. You know the rules. Same deal. Stay at home. If those kids are in the other room, go check on them. Make sure they're okay. Make sure they didn't, fall through a window or they're not peeing in the corner or something like that. So, all right, guys. Thank you so much for streaming tonight on YouTube. Streaming on my tube. I appreciate you guys being here. It feels great. Feels great having you guys on my tube. So I'll be back live tomorrow. Not sure what time, but we will be back live tomorrow for sure. So thank you guys for joining us tonight. You guys enjoy the rest of your night. I'll talk to you tomorrow. See ya. I'm out of here.